There it is. Welcome, everybody, to your favorite day of the week. Let's turn the brightness up here on my end so I can see you guys. And yeah, we are here on a Tuesday officially, and it's great. We're having a great time. We've got actually already our guests in a lobby. We're going to try the Skype thing, or maybe it's.
Oh, we're Skyping them.
It's Zoom.
We're gonna be able to add both.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing. I think. Yeah, I'm
it's
not.
A Facebook camera.
It's no, it's the one that follows you around the room. That's what we should have. Let's get one of those things.
Well, that's what Tom said he has.
No, he was joking.
I know, but I was joking.
Oh, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. No. Maybe he's not.
Tom was like, I'm not sure how these Facebook or these YouTube cameras work.
And really quickly, thanks everybody for tuning in. We've got not a record amount of people watching, but we've got a pretty substantial number of people here watching. And this is going to be a really great episode for several reasons. Namely because we've got Tom Cole of the NXL here. He's a longtime guest, I don't know if he watches, but we also got Quinn Nadu as well from ICONIC Paintball. And he creates a lot of really, really top high quality content. And I think that's something that's really important. Top high quality, just in the same realm as Spick Span Show. Just about as eloquent as well. But he's curated a handful of really good questions that I think a lot of people want to know. Quinn is also the owner of the Newbies Camp, and he's got his ear to the ground. All right, he's got his boots on the ground too.
Nose to the paintball
field. Nose in the paintball field. Yep. Nose to the paintball field. Hit that like button. Thank you, Meter. I appreciate you as well. Meter did not. We were on a call with Dimitri Ninos the other day, and he would not tell us who they were picking up, and he knew it. You knew it, and you didn't want to tell us. Remember that?
Yeah.
He wouldn't even trust us with.
But Alex and I kind of knew, and we gave a clue because Alex was like, "Does his name start with C?" And then he's like, "These nuts," but it was a clue.
Oh, you guys already knew?
Kind of.
Oh man, I would have spilled those.
I heard a rumor. I wasn't sure if it was true.
It wasn't my decision. So anyway, yeah. So we've got Tom Cole in the building. We've got a bunch of questions. It is also December, as you guys can see from the beautiful decorations that we have up. Kyle, really went. We blew the circuit breaker here in the garage about 10 minutes ago. Yeah. So we weren't even sure if this was gonna go on.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh, I taped it.
Also, shout out to Steve Kwan if you're watching this. The Advent calendar. We haven't even really chipped away at this thing. Those beers are fairly atrocious. Every single one that we've had is pretty tough. Verbal, not sure if he's in here, but congratulations. He just had a little baby boy named William. So congrats there.
I'll bet you guys.
He came out looking just like that, actually.
I'll bet you guys a tiger wear headband. You can't find this exact item
anywhere. So yeah, we're gonna want to get straight into this. Also, following this show, I'm gonna do a little preview of the On the Edge of Mastery, which is a Hormesis production done by Mikko Huhtinen, and
we're gonna premiere it.
We can watch it. Yeah, we could probably watch it if we have time at the end.
Okay.
We still got to get a Christmas tree too. We don't have a Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
Those of you who were on the Dynasty Intel session last night, we want to I appreciate all of you guys, and so you guys got a sneak peek at a lot of really cool stuff. And I also want to say that as cluttered as the background of the Spick and Span show is or looks, perhaps, there's lots of Easter eggs, as I would say, hidden around the set here that have been here. There's like some things in the background every so often that are like unreleased products and things like that some of you guys may or may not see.
Did you feel could these be lights, by the way?
Yeah, we gotta watch these headbands too because these things.
I think we just let it rip.
This is exactly why. This is how fires are started.
If a fire, just hear me out. If it started, imagine like this episode would be the best of all time.
It'd be worth it. It's like that kid that lit the fireworks in his house.
We have insurance, right?
Yes, I have renter's insurance for all of you guys. Yes, I've taken care of it. Dad's taking care of it.
So I mean, it might not be the worst.
And so we've got Tom Cole and Quinn Nadu here waiting in the lobby right now, and we're gonna jump right into this and get everybody going on everything right now because we do have a lot to talk about and yeah, we want to make sure that all of the questions get answered, and you guys are all heard as well. If any of you guys have any questions that you think that are relevant and pertinent to the NXL and Tom Cole, we'll definitely get you guys on the list. Yeah, we just want to get right to it. So if you guys are watching this on Instagram live, make sure you guys head over to YouTube. Jump on to just search for Ryan Greenspan.
Nice decorations.
You guys can't see the decorations that we got going on over here. This is what's happening right now. There's a live chat. Jump on it. Have fun. We got tons of giveaways also. So we got a lot of stuff to cram into an epic episode. So let me get them on. Oh, you hear that noise? You hear that noise?
What does that mean?
That I'm not sure. I think that means that we're here, and I'm going to admit both of them. And yeah. How does it see here? Switch to gallery mode. Okay, let's get rid of my face. We don't want to look at us.
It's actually a little bit warmer than you.
I know. We had the heater on for a little bit.
Oh, we did, yeah.
So, all right. Are you guys in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Well, let's turn Hey, Quinn. Turn your camera on.
It's on. I'm here. My bad.
No. And Tom Cole, I believe you're on as well. So let me jump.
I'm testing.
Hey, there he is. Look at that guy. Wow, look at you.
Are you at the field?
He's at the,
Are
this
you
man
on the
never
field?
sleeps.
I am.
Setting it up right now?
Down World Cup.
All right, I'm gonna jump over to gallery view here. Except I don't want to see us. How do I just see you two guys? Is that a thing on Zoom?
Yeah. And all I really see is your chest.
Yeah, don't worry about my chest. You can basically close your eyes while you're talking.
Why, these two guys don't have iPhones or what?
Yeah, Quinn doesn't like holding his iPhone.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, this will be good. There we go. There's Quinn. There he is, chuckling. So no, you get better audio quality apparently, and we're just testing out some new things. We're always improving. Shout out to Michael Jackson there, who
Click
is
the
also
3 dots.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
So Quinn, how we doing?
Good, man. I'm excited to be here and talk with you guys, talk with Tom a little bit on kind of how he felt 2022 went, all the stuff that's coming up here for 2023, and maybe dive into a little bit about all the good stuff Tom is doing that might not always be talked about as well.
And yeah, I think you and I talked about that, and I think that is incredibly important as well. To make sure, Tom, I know that you don't like any shine. You only like the criticism.
Yeah, I embrace the criticism. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think that you are one of those. You're one of those guys that just loves people to yell at him.
Yeah, you can call me the direct opposite of Pev.
Yeah.
Polar opposite.
So yeah, I mean, I gave a good introduction, but everybody knows who both of you guys are, right? Tom Cole, the president, and I gave Quinn a pretty buttery introduction as well as we were jumping into the show. But Tom, we've got I don't know, Quinn, do you want to kick things off? I mean, obviously we have the NXL dates you've already released. You've got a lot of little cool top secret projects that you're working on, which I'm going to force you to share some of them, whether you like it or not. And
you almost leaked one the other day on one of your videos.
Nah.
You did?
Nah.
You were like, I'm gonna leak this. Tom told me not to mention it, and then I'm gonna leak it.
No, but I didn't. I just like to hype everybody up. I boost every.
Willing you not to on my side.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I wasn't going to. I was just hyping everybody up, and then getting you a little worried. So it's nice to know that you watch.
I do watch.
The move with this too, remember, is turn it around, so then they can see us.
They can. It's pointed this way.
Yeah, but then you don't have the glare.
So I guess, I mean, if we want to jump into it, I guess kind of generally speaking, more so before we kind of get into the more in-depth stuff, Tom, I mean, now that 2022 is over, how do you and kind of the organization as a whole feel that 2022 went for the NXL? It's not so bold to speak as the whole organization, but from my point of view, I thought it went amazingly well. We've tried some new stuff since COVID happened. The opens. We've delved into different stuff there. We tried we introduced the Champions Cup thing, which I think went pretty well.
for the pro division. So overall, we're pretty happy. I mean, when we took over in 2014, the PSP was running about 1,000 teams a year, and last year we ran 1,500 teams. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think at World Cup alone, you pushed more than like 550 teams and like 4,000 players just at that event, which is wild.
Yeah, and you lost today.
What's that?
And you lost today, so let's not forget about that.
We lost today. Yeah, I mean, we had some challenge logistically that I think the storm brought to the forefront. Showed how close we were to having some bad stuff happen. But yeah, I thought World Cup went well. I think most of the people were pretty happy with how we handled it. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And we've been laying the groundwork for a lot of things over the past 3 or 4 years, and some of them are coming to fruition this year. And they are just building blocks to help us take things forward into the future. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great, especially speaking. So I think a lot of times with the NXL, fans and players and such expect very rapid, do it today type changes. But I think it's important for everyone to generally understand that like long-term growth takes a long-term amount of time. So it's great to see that you guys have been committed to that.
Yeah.
But, even kind of talking 2022 a bit more, like obviously every year someone's going to complain about reffing. Like I do it all the time. I'm probably like the number one complainer at an NXL event about reffing.
And we talked about this today too, specifically.
Yeah. But, kind of talking about reffing a bit, there's been a little bit of rumors swirling around, potentially that like a guy like Dan Perez might might have already left NXL. What are you guys kind of doing at, like always looking forward in terms of improving ref quality? What kind of classes do you do? And are you actively kind of always going for that?
So, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be baited into saying, no, we suck and we're never going to try to make the refs better. Right. But, no, we run a lot of clinics. We're trying to train the referees up. We've actually increased the ref base significantly since we started. So, overall, I think a lot of the referees are happy. I mean, World Cup was challenging, right? I'm not going to lie. Like, we had them there till well after dark. It's a horrible job to begin with, and you add some of that extra stuff. It's extra challenging. We're not parting ways with Dan, and Dan's not leaving us unless there's something that I don't know, right? I'm pretty happy with Dan, what Dan's done. I think a lot of the referees are. I mean, there was one referee that did a webcast about, like, they weren't happy about the conditions or whatever. But, I mean, if you listen to the webcast, he just wants Dan's job, right? And I just, I don't appreciate it. I don't think that's the forum, right? So, if you want to complain publicly about stuff without going through the proper channels, you just look like an ass, to be honest. But that's my opinion. And there's stuff that we can do better for the referees, and there's stuff that, we need to do better to keep the referees around. Mostly not to talk to them.
No, I mean, that's good to hear. I know, like, it was certainly cloudy with someone like Dan of what was going on because there's a lot of rumors pushing around. I mean, it's hard to find a guy like that. Like, there's not exactly a ton of guys with, 25 years of professional reffing experience around. So it's good to know that he's, staying in place.
Yeah, and it's not just the, all of the referees that I deal with, I can't speak for all of them, right? But the referees are pretty, they want to be good refs. Right? Like, I talked to AHAL and the pro refs and all those guys. I mean, they legitimately want to do the best job they can. And we spend time talking shop and trying to make referees better. And that's I think you chat me for not making this public, but we went to the International Ref Convention, the NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, and we sat in a bunch of classes, how to improve referees, and go through this process. And some of that stuff you'll see implemented this year.
Well, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, and Tom, so a couple of things. Any of you out there who are refs, we salute you. We appreciate you. Dynasty, we were back in the day when you were allowed to ref. You were allowed to ref one event and you got first place seed points, and there was all sorts of shenanigans going on about that. But we're lousy refs, straight up. Like, we're good at paintball, and reffing is not easy. You're getting shot a lot. It's like, I was talking to Quinn about it, and it's like, it's so hard to get guys that are consistently good and try, like, really want to be there because you're really kind of getting beat up. It would almost be like an NFL ref just taking hits on every play. your retention rate would not be, it'd be pretty significant, So we appreciate everybody who is in it for the long haul. You do get. I've talked to a handful of refs, and you do get the best seats in the house, which is pretty cool. You get to, especially on the pro field and the top level fields, and sometimes you get to see, like, especially even on the divisional fields, man, you get to see talent growing, which is kind of cool if you're out there. It's like actually a very special thing, because you get to see what the rest of the talent is like, and you get to see them kind of blossoming into, you get to see cool moves, and you're like, wow, like, look at that divisional guy, that kid's gonna go somewhere, Yeah. So it's a kind of a, there's a lot of silver lining in it, but it is a tough job. And what I said to Quinn was, it's a very thankless job. Unless you win the tournament, you're, everybody's yelling at you. And Quinn's like, I'm yelling at him even if we won the tournament.
Yeah, it's like, so just imagine, like, so I was a player. I always make that comment that we're all idiots when you get a gun in our hand, right? So I've definitely had some opinions on the referees at times, you know what I mean? And being the captain of a team in 10-man and 7-man, your basic job was to argue with the referees. And that's kind of where I established the relationship with Dan and Bobby. Both of them worked for us back in the MPPL. And then when I was put in charge of the referees, it's a quick switch, You have to go from always being against them to always being for them, and now I've learned to kind of be in the middle. Sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes the players are right, sometimes they're not.
Yep, that's the truth. That's the truth. So hey, I've actually had a bunch of stuff. You hear the grow paintball thing a lot. And I think that it's such a important thing to be able to get paintball growth happening. And there was a couple things that you guys did. I mean, obviously we're trying to do an all-star game, which people want to watch, but at the end of the day, we need more people watching, but we need more people playing. And you did the Commanders Cup at World Cup, and I found it to be really successful. I mean, Damien was on the team. One of the other kids that guys that we coach locally is on that team. Alec from the Ironman was on the team. So you had a bunch of pros playing. And I've talked to you, Tom, about the veterans paintball and whatnot, but there are 4 different branches of the military playing. I was hoping to see the Space Force out there, but don't know if they have anything set up yet. But how did it get to paintball where it was? What was the NXLs or your involvement in making it happen? And like, what do you attribute to making that event kind of happen? And how successful do you think it was?
So when we started the NXL, and I don't know if Chris Rangel had a relationship with the PSP beforehand, but he came and approached me about doing a special program for veterans. He had said that there was, a problem with suicide amongst veterans, and they needed to find a way to get them together and to get, some of the camaraderie they had while they were in the service and an outlet for some of the stuff that they were experiencing. So, I'm a huge supporter of the veterans, so I was all in, right? And so since that time, we've had a great relationship. We've donated a bunch of money to those guys to try and make sure they could make that happen. And, Chris Rangel called me. And so this is really Chris Rangel's thing. I'm not going to take credit for it. All we were kind of like the vehicle for it. But, it's one of those relationships. He calls me up and says, hey, we want to do this Commanders Cup at the World Cup. And I said, yes. We didn't even talk details until like 3 weeks before the tournament. He knew we were going to fulfill our end, and I knew he was going to do his end, and we went and made it happen. So, but yeah, I thought it was great. And it's something we will continue to do every year. I've actually already talked to Chris about it for next year. So if everything goes, we'll keep doing it. So we're super happy to do it.
Right on. And it looks like we need the Coast Guard versus the Space Force. So we'll see if we can get them in.
So the Coast Guard.
Don't sleep.
I mean,
don't sleep.
Won, right? I think that's pretty much what everyone expected, right?
What? So who won?
I think the Marines won.
I like how you said you think. Come on.
The Marines won. I'm just gonna say, I'm trying to be polite to the Navy and the Air Force and the Army, but yeah, I mean, we knew the Marines were gonna win probably before it started.
Wow.
So yeah, and I would actually like to see something where it was like a 15-man on 15-man on like a tactical field. I think that would be badass.
Yeah, well, you got plenty of space. You had plenty of space at World Cup to set up a 15-man field. Let me know where you, because I talked to you extensively about the infrastructure set up there. Parking was atrocious, but yeah, I think we have enough space to put a 15-man field in there. I don't know what the dimensions of that one are, but
That was one of my highlights of the weekend. Was we had 2 outside sponsors coming by to check it out, and I got to text both of them and say, "You might want to park somewhere nearby and Uber."
Yeah.
Those were crowning achievements, and they actually took it pretty good. They're like, "That's the best sign ever when you can't even get people in." I was like, "Well, that's a little bit to do with the bud, but."
Nah, I like it. Always spin it in the best possible light.
Yep, for sure.
And I want to kind of I have this question kind of down towards the bottom a little bit, but I was actually talking with Gen X actually I talked to Thomas Taylor quite a bit because Thomas's son played in the kids division, right? And I was talking with Arfin from Gen X as well, and he said that he felt the kids division paintball like was very successful. And I know you did it last year. I remember Alex talking about how much fun he had. He dressed up as a kid and tried to was bunkering a bunch of them. But will the NXL do more kids division stuff as we're talking about kind of the growth?
Yeah, unquestionably. It's another one of those indicators that all traditional sports and outside sponsors look to try and see the growth and stuff. And it's good just to see the kids out there. They had a good time. Everything was fun. We're going to continue doing it. We haven't figured out the right format. I don't really want the kids feeling like they have to travel around the country. Mm-hmm. I'd rather it be more of like a grassroots local level thing and then kind of have World Cup be the come together, but we'll see where it goes. And maybe we'll offer, a kids division in each of the tournaments, but only allow them to play one. I don't want them chasing the dream. I don't want a 13-year-old feeling like they got to fly to Chicago, then Texas, then Orlando to be represented, right? So we may do something like that. And it was great. And once again, that was Jennifer Montressor that came to me with that. Whereas I'd like to take all the credit for the kids thing. And once again, we implemented and kind of marketed it. I don't think it was Jennifer's idea. And there was a lot of people behind the scenes kind of making that happen. So
At some point in time, you're gonna have to take ownership of something today. It's
good. Yeah, all right. I'll try and take some more ownership of some stuff.
Yeah. Quinn, go ahead.
Let's jump in, continue as we're kind of talking mostly about 2022 right now before we get to the future exciting stuff. So obviously after World Cup had concluded, the double points thing became really controversial for a few different reasons, because there was, some pro teams that were on the bubble and then one ended up getting relegated because of the double points. In semi-pro, you had the kind of fan favorite team Blast Camp kind of suffer from the double points as well. Obviously, I understand that the weight of World Cup, bears some extra points being added. But what do you feel about how double points worked out at World Cup? Is that something you guys are going to continue to do going forward? Are you going to maybe reduce that multiplier a little bit so it's not so drastic?
We're looking at it right now. Whereas it may have seemed drastic, right? Who's the best team in the world? Dynasty, right? Last year, and they managed to win it. So, in the end, and I talked to Blast Camp, I've talked to Paintball Fit, I've talked to, the team that got screwed the most was the New York Wrecking Crew, right? They lost like 2 matches all year, and then had 1 loss.
Yeah.
So so in the end, it's going to look weird no matter what you do, right? So let's use Blast Camp, right? They were good all year, and then they came into World Cup and they didn't do that well. And so it's going to be weird to say, oh, by the way, on the webcast, we have the team that's going to be pro next year, but they're not even playing on Sunday because they did so bad at the biggest event of the year. So, and I'm not picking on Blast Camp. I'm just using it as a reference, right? Because I think Blast Camp's a great team, and I think they probably will be, between them and Paintball Fit, one of the 2 teams to take pro next year, right? They have a great organization. But it puts the pressure on World Cup, and in the end, that's what sports is, right? It doesn't matter how good you were yesterday or the stats. And I see people post that stuff where, on paper they're the best team or they should be. That's not what sports are. That whole deal, right? So, and the World Cup is everything. You go to the Olympics, you can win everything in the world, and you trip coming out of the gate in the Olympics, and you don't get a medal.
Yeah,
so,
we've all seen Cool Runnings.
There you go. You go. I haven't seen it, so I'm just making it up.
You've never seen Cool Runnings?
No.
Well, that explains a lot.
That's why the NXL is in the state it is.
Yeah, dude.
Failure is a human being. Yeah, I mean, that's the way sports go. But we're still looking at it because we want it to be fair. You know what I mean? But I also still want World Cup to mean something. I want people coming in there and trying to have a chance. And it made some drama. If we didn't have that, Dynasty would have already basically locked it in. Right?
I'm cool with that.
I know. I'm sure you were. It creates some excitement around World Cup, and to me, and that's why World Cup has always had a bigger pressure point. It's no different really than any other tournament, except maybe there's more teams or whatever. But you notice consistently the same teams step up to win World Cup, right? Back in the day, it was Aftershock. Currently, it's Dynasty, and it's how well the mental toughness is to handle that big event. So,
yeah,
that's absolutely. So, but we're looking at it. You know, what I mean, that's just my personal opinion, right? There's some math that we got to do. We're going to revisit it. And one of the things that we didn't take into account, I think it worked on the pro and the semi-pro. It might not have worked in the lower divisions because they can drop some scores, and that having World Cup worth double, let's say in D4, probably had a bigger effect than it did have for semi-pro and pro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not sure it needs to. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, you're already doing the Champions Cup aspect of it already. So you've already got the teams there, and you're already kind of like battling through this gigantic new format. So like adding the double points onto it, at least for the pros, didn't make a whole lot of sense. And I mean, I get it though. You're right. Like this is the biggest event. Put your best foot forward. It just
if Damage would have won, would they have won the series?
No.
No.
Not even close. But I think that if we had taken fourth and Impact,
They had to be a little close. They won.
If Impact would have won, they had a shot to win it all.
Yeah, we would have to take, I think, the third or second or something like that. But whereas the other way, it was like first and fourth, you know. So, you know.
Yeah. It is what it is. But we're looking at it right now. I've talked to some of the teams on the semi-pro and the lower divisions to kind of get their opinion. So we're working on it.
Mm-hmm. And I thought you'd kind of done it because you had the two minor events, which you're not doing this year. Is that correct?
We are not doing the minors this year. That is correct.
Okay. Well, that was short-lived. I kind of liked the idea of the minors. I think, I like the idea of I don't know. I guess I'm kind of tough. Are you going to still do Dallas at Giant Party Sports?
We are not. We're going back to a traditional NXL venue.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, you know, I still like the open concept. It just didn't perform that well for us, right? And it created a lot of drama as far as what teams were picking which events and stuff. So if we do redo it, we would do it more under a conference system. So,
just want to point out that was my idea 2 years ago.
Yeah, we'll give you that one.
Thank you. That's how you do it, Tom. You gotta grab the credit where it is.
See,
don't let it pass you up.
The amount of people that like that's why I get afraid when anybody gives me a tournament idea because I'm always like, yep, no, we never thought of that before.
Nice.
Heard some rumors of blind layouts going around. Is that on the ticket?
That's always on the ticket. Always on the ticket. Yeah, I think you guys the pro guys are getting a vote this week, I believe. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about that.
I'm not, but I'm gonna make sure that my hat is in the ring because you and Crandall have different or very similar views that differ from mine and everybody else's on who benefits from the blind layouts. But I don't like blind layouts.
I don't either.
Thank you, Mario.
That was pretty evident from your team's performance this year, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you.
No offense.
No, none taken. Listen. I'm with you. And I think we're good at them.
Another way, I thought the teams with the talent would do much better on a blind layout, as opposed to a team that didn't have the talent. And you know, you got whatever.
Yeah, I mean they were also on the two quirkiest layouts of the season. You know, the double diamond thing, and then the opposite mirrored, inverse mirrored field. So, but I mean, yeah,
we're gonna go back to that mental toughness thing, right?
Yeah,
you got to take whatever we throw at you.
I know it. Look, Well, I mean, we'll adapt. We've done it pretty well over the past 20 years. So
You have done it, yeah. Once in 10 man, some 7 man, some woods ball. Yeah.
2 man, 3 man, 1 man. We've got all of them. We got all the trophies. So we are doing the 5 events this season, and there's the middle of the season. Actually, we were talking about it last night on the Intel session for the Dynasty Champions Club. So we're doing 5 events, and what does that exactly mean for just the future of the league? Is this kind of like we're gonna play it out here and see more or less where we where it sets?
Well, you know what's interesting is every time we change something, it really messes up like the stats, right? So when you do team counts, and I'm always trying to look and see what's working and not working. But when we came out of COVID, we don't really know what was going to work, right? So whereas some stuff was successful, I want to try the 5-team events and see where that puts us, and then we'll reevaluate after that and see where that's at. I mean, in a perfect world, we would have some events that were run at local parks, either partnered with other leagues or or doing it ourselves, whatever. Something along those lines.
Okay.
For right now, let's just assume 5 events.
So speaking of 5 events then, so the 5th event you guys have added in seems to be this kind of to-be-determined Midwest event. Is that to be determined because you don't quite know the location yet, or is it more that you're working to secure a long-term deal on land like you did with the Mid-Atlantic major location?
So all of it. So we don't have a location yet. We have our traditional location is run by a board, a Gaelic board of people that came over from Ireland at some point in time and wanted to have a Gaelic festival, so they bought that property. And so they have their annual meeting mid-January sometime for them to vote whether they want us to keep coming back. So we would know if we have that venue, and then we have some other venues that are in the works that one of them has that semi-permanent kind of vibe to it, and then the other 2 are just good venues.
Oh, great. So Gaelic is still kind of on the table at this point.
I love Gaelic, right? I think it's some of the best grass we have other than Philly now. And it's centrally located. It picks up that Midwest market, which has always been a hotbed for paintball teams. It's just really whether they want us to come back or not. It's not that we do anything damaging. It's just we disrupt their wedding season. You know, they have weddings and stuff there. So you have a bunch of paintball guys driving in and out of there. And because they're a non-profit, I just believe the money doesn't really matter to them one way or another. Our little bit of money that we're kicking in there doesn't really help them one way or another. So it's just whether it's that disruption is worth the money.
I gotcha.
So what are on, like, is it still gonna be in the Chicagoland, or are we talking like a little further west than mid? You know, because you're gonna hear this, I think, for the until it actually happens. But I was talking to Paul from Matrix Gear today, and I know that he drives out to pretty much every NXL, and he's from California. And there's people on here asking how Midwest is Las Vegas, and what's happening here with.
Everybody wants to go to Vegas. No,
we just want to be on the West Coast. It's nice, you know. Florida's nice.
Yeah.
But so is California. I know California's expensive, so we just kind of go move into the desert a little bit.
Yeah, if I'm going west, I'm going to Vegas, right?
There we go. Let's party.
And I would say there's a pretty good chance we'll be back there in 2024. So not this year, but yeah, 2024, we're looking at going back.
There we go. There we go, guys. Look at Vegas Venom's happy. Look at this. All the comments are firing in. Let's go.
Just tell them they got to make sure they go. Everybody talks about Vegas, but it's not one of the, it's definitely not the World Cup of the West or anything. I mean,
yeah, which always confuses me because the flights are so cheap and like the lodging is so cheap there.
Yeah. It's not cheap though when we go. We have to go mid-March. It's just that's the math, and that's March Madness, the highest gambling time of the year. Interesting topic there. March Madness gambling. So it makes it an expensive time, and it's expensive for us, right? Obviously, we're shipping a whole boatload of stuff all the way across the planet to get to Las Vegas. But
Yeah, logistics of getting, because remember, and he's explained this on the show before, but the shipping everything from one coast to the other, but if you start and end in the same place, it helps out quite a bit. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah. Just assume it's $3 a mile, and we have to ship 5 tractor trailer loads of stuff.
Should build your own railroad between all these fields. And
Working on it.
Run off a train.
26 project.
The Ringling Brothers.
Yeah, 2026.
2026, you heard it.
Hyperloop. Let's go.
Ollie's going to come back and be the conductor.
He's already got the clothing for it. I know it.
He's like, he's definitely got a conductor outfit. There's no doubt.
So one question I wanted to ask, so a lot of times I'm around the divisional fields, moving around that area, and I see you walking around divisional a lot, just always talking to players. Is that kind of something you do to kind of just kill a little bit of time, move around and do things, or is that more part of your feedback process where you're trying to figure out what's going on?
Killing time. That's a good one.
He's got the sunglasses with his eyes in it, and he just walks around with his eyes closed.
Just hope for the best. I like to go back there. I like to hear what everybody's saying, and I like to get them to yell at me early. Before they spend all day getting festered about it, right? A lot of times you can intervene and kind of get that stuff. But, and everybody and it's the funny thing is everybody thinks, because if you go online, you can get a lot of people pretty angry and talk shit. But, in the pits, most people are pretty appreciative of it, and everybody's usually pretty nice to me. You know what I mean? So, so everybody thinks that when I walk through there, I'm just getting destroyed. But it's actually fun. I like going through there, right? In the end, I like paintball, right? So I like to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And
I like to see the drama. I do get some feedback occasionally. Some people give me some good point of views and some ideas. So it's good.
It's like walking through the forest looking for a venomous snake. Like, you're not always going to find it. You're going to see all sorts of other, you're going to be like, oh, everything's fine. Fine. Yeah, exactly. They don't always want to bite you. You're just trying to make sure everything's all right.
Usually I find a Damian Ryan in there. Usually I find a Damian Ryan in there. I like the pits, and you get to see the refs, and you get to watch the refs, so that when when someone wants to complain about a ref's call or something, I've seen it kind of firsthand, or kind of already have a feel for how things are going down on some of the fields. So
awesome. So look, and like I said, I've mentioned this to a million people. We've talked about a lot of this, and you and I have had personal conversations about all the stuff you do behind the scenes. And not really many people know. I'm a big champion for you, so is Alex, and actually pretty much all the Dynasty guys are. And I certainly appreciate all the work you do, especially because, again, you're like the head ref where everybody wants to yell at you, and not really many people are thankful. And you're creating a product that for a lot of people, 1,500 people, you said, teams rather.
1,500
teams, yeah. And World Cup was the biggest World Cup in the history of paintball. So obviously it's an impossible task to create a product that everybody is happy with. It's just impossible. You can make the best product in the world, and someone's going to say, it's too good, or it's going to, it's missing this. But with that being said, do you want to talk a little bit about why you do it? Like, what giving back to the game? Like, what's it important? Like, what is it so important to you to make paintball work? That you do everything you're doing. Obviously, you get paid to do it, and it's a job. But and I kind of want you to kind of cover some of the other little outside things that people don't know. Maybe the Boy Scout thing that you're working on. Like, what is it that you're doing, and why exactly giving back to the game is so important.
All right, that's a lot there.
Sorry, I kind of give you a little fluff piece too.
So why I do it? So I like the game of paintball, right? I love the game of paintball in all forms, right? I play scenario, I play 10-man, I play 7-man. Strangely enough, the one format I don't particularly play is X-Ball, which is kind of ironic. I really like the game, and I think it can go places. And we as an industry have always kind of stayed inwards. Even me at my job, right? I'm just a paintball guy that ended up president of the league. And so I think we've kind of been out of the loop of traditional sports, and I feel like I have a little bit of a chip about that. I think we are more of a sport than a lot of stuff that gets on TV and gets a little more notoriety than we do, and some of that's just because we haven't seized opportunities that we've had in the past, and we haven't worked very hard to keep it going. So that's kind of why I do it. I mean, I like the game. I've had a great time. I've had a great life playing it. You know what I mean? And so I kind of want everybody to experience that, and that's the reason why. Plus, to prove all the naysayers wrong, right?
That's always good.
Whole life, at some point, you want to be like, take that. But it is what it is. I've been involved in that since the beginning of time, right? Like, I don't know how long it's been. It's been forever. So yeah, I'm kind of vested. I always think it's funny when people are like, he doesn't want the sport to grow. And I'm like, the hell? Every person I know, every friend I got, everything that I do is based on paintball. So obviously I want it to grow.
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean, that Boy Scouts thing is pretty cool, and obviously news just broke today of a project you've been working on with sports betting. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, so I'll give one of the reasons why I don't like talking about the stuff that we do, and I call you more than most because I try and get, whether it's a bad idea or a good idea, there's a group of people that I call. So the Boy Scout thing, the reason why I don't do it is because a lot of times they just don't come to fruition, right? Mm-hmm. You can work hard on a project for a couple of years and it just doesn't make that move. So the Boy Scout thing. So the Boy Scout thing is an amazing opportunity for paintball, and to be honest, the NXL is probably not the person that should be in the lead on this, but it's where we ended up. So the Boy Scouts we've been meeting with the management of Boy Scouts, I think, for 2 years now, working on the Jamboree, they call it, which is next, I'm going to make up a date, but next July in West Virginia. And there's going to be somewhere between 20 and 40,000 Boy Scouts converging on West Virginia for 10 days. And we are setting up 4 different shooting lanes for them. We're going to let them shoot 4 different kinds of paintball guns throughout the system. It's going to be like a scored on their accuracy for each of the different guns, and one's going to be like NXL mode, one's going to be mechanical, one's going to be like a sniper rifle, and one's probably going to be like an entry-level gun. And we're going to give them a score, and every kid's going to get a dog tag, and that dog tag's going to have a QR code on the back, which they're going to scan, and that will take them to their score, how well they did, and it will also take them to the list of the sponsors and the people that help support it, and they also get a free play for them and a friend at any paintball park that accepts that coupon. And we'll have a list of that on the website as well. So, to me, that's a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
So 40,000 people are going to go through this?
Well,
between 20 and 30,000.
All right.
And actually, we've actually hired you to handle all the kids,
right.
Through this. Actually, because
Yes.
we were talking.
The combine is a decent amount of work, and that's about 100 people.
Yeah.
So 40,000 could be
The logistics
Be
are
easy.
insane. Like, we were trying to weigh up how much paint we were going to shoot, and it started getting up there pretty quick.
Yeah, you need like a
Yeah.
container of paint. Obviously, they're not going to be playing against each other because we talked about this, right? We talked with Anthony from BKI.
The Boy Scouts have a rule against shooting firearms at one another. But the cool thing is they're going to allow us to do an exhibition. So we will have some select pro players come out and do an exhibition on Saturday, which is the largest day. And we are actually the paintball course. They're calling it they're calling it Color Alley or something because they didn't want to use the word paintball. But
That's a bit of a problem.
The paintball section, they try and keep it like, and I'm probably ruining it for them, but they try and keep it like mysterious, and the kids got to guess what it's going to be or whatever. But our alley is right at the center of the amphitheater, which is where everybody goes for all their different stuff. So we are going to be right in the middle of the whole deal. So yeah, it should be pretty neat.
And that's super exciting to me because, like, I think about, like, the way I got into the game at, like, a young age. And I think for a lot of people, it's not always realistic when, you're a 10-year-old kid to even think about trying to play the sport or having an opportunity. So I think something involving 40,000 kids, to potentially come in, try it out, fall in love with the sport like we all have, and even on top of that, get a chance to go then play for free somewhere and really kind of, see why it's so great. I think that's going to be huge for the growth of the game over like, a long-term period.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm super excited about it. And not to mention, so the Boy Scouts, I think, are mostly volunteers as far as the people in the upper echelons. So, just having that exposure even to their organization. So when I left World Cup, which was, I think, Wednesday after the event, I drove almost straight to West Virginia. I went home for one day and then drove to West Virginia to go meet with their safety council, the Boy Scouts, to go through the operations and stuff. And, and on that board is, a vice president of Disney and all these different people that are donating their time to the Boy Scouts. So it's just also a good networking for paintball in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be important to have some great, like on the links to whatever the website, the landing page that you guys have, as long as, you want to make sure that there's like some very attractive and interactive type of material and content on there that people will gain people's attention, right? Because when they're shooting the paintball guns versus when they're playing against each other, obviously you can only do so much in the space that you have, especially with, moving through that many people. But so I'm really excited and eager and hopeful that this goes incredibly well. So that way the exposure is a good one, and it's not like, it's not kind of like wasted a little bit. Obviously it's really difficult to show how fun paintball is without actually playing paintball, or but obviously the exhibition match will be exciting, I'm sure.
In the queue for the kids, in the line for the kids, we're gonna have like the pro flags going down the alleyway there. We're gonna have lots of signage, and we're gonna have videos going of both the NXL and the ICPL and the WNXL, kind of showing people the different models of it, versions of paintball. And I'm hoping to have some pros out there on their own dime, and signing autographs to kind of help to build their personal brand. So
I'll come tell people I'm pro if you want.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I believe that's the same. It's the same weekend as the summer camp, or right around the summer camp. Because we were trying
I heard it is the same weekend as the West Coast summer camp. So, but I believe, is it the West Coast summer camp?
It's East Coast. It's Boston, because we were gonna do both. We were trying to get in on both, and we were gonna.
Yeah, I think he may still be trying to do something, Anthony.
Okay.
So, don't quote me on anything, but yeah, I think he really wants to do the Boy Scout thing. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
challenge it, and for everybody out there that owns a park or knows someone that owns a park, when we reach out to you and say, "Hey, are you going to accept this 2-person gift certificate?" Please say yes.
Yeah.
So, 'cause we can't. It's not going to have much of a value if the only place you can do it is Anthony's Park in Boston. We're going to need a full nationwide acceptance on this coupon thing.
Okay.
So kind of talking about new initiatives as well. Obviously, the big thing kind of coming out is that gambling is going to start emerging in the sport of paintball in a much more official way. And kind of tying into that as well, there's also been talk of a rebranding of the league to Major League Paintball. Do you kind of want to comment a bit on, the talks of rebranding and sports betting?
I love commenting on my secret projects that we're working on. We're going public.
Well, it got leaked, so it happens.
Yeah, no, it's already leaked. I'm not blaming you guys. It's already leaked.
I should have leaked it. I know it.
Should have leaked it. That wasn't the information you were going to leak, though. And we can touch on that one. We'll give you that one today too. So,
there we go.
So first we'll start with the gambling thing. So we have an opportunity to legalize gambling for paintball. And so we jumped on that. I personally think it's a good idea. I don't gamble at all, so I'm not going to pretend to understand all the logistics and all the different stuff, but we've spent quite a bit of time and effort trying to make sure this thing goes. We partnered with a good group to make it happen. And so it's going to trickle out. They have to pitch it to different states. And they start with certain states to get it legalized. And then once they get the precedent set in that state, they will continue to move it on out. And I've already seen people starting to talk online about like some of the negatives of it, like there's going to be game fixing and all that stuff. And I'm just like, how arrogant are we to believe that these big companies that do gambling are going to like suddenly make a disastrous decision in paintball and we're somehow going to outgame them. You know what I mean? Like, my God. So they've spent, I'm going to say a decent amount of money researching this and coming to this, this conclusion that paintball is going to be something unique to bet upon. And so we're kind of excited about it. Plus, and the other thing is, once again, I don't gamble, but it's really helped a lot of sports. And since they've shot down at the anti-gambling thing and allowing other states to look at different sports and gamble, it's helped some sports. There's a reason why there's the injury list on the NFL, and that's not so the other coaches know who's hurt, right? It's to help the bookies do whatever with their gambling. So it's going to help other sports. And not to mention that, in order for people to gamble on it, they have to see it. And so if any of these major sites, and we'll just use DraftKings, for example, they would have to air those videos in order for people to gamble on them. So the more chance we have of the video people watching paintball is more chance for us to get exposure to the outside world. So, so it's a good thing for us overall, and hopefully it'll trickle down to some of the players' pockets at some point in time. And you're not allowed to gamble in your own games. So, it's that simple.
And do you think that that'll lead to any sponsorship potentially? Like, it would DraftKings or anyone like sponsor paintball?
So I think as soon as it gets legalized, I can almost guarantee you we're going to end up with a sponsorship from one of the drafting houses, right? Gambling is obviously a big revenue source for these companies, and so and I don't even know how they do it math, and I'm sure they figured out the math, but they'll give you $500 free to bet once, right? And so you got a 50-50 chance of getting an extra $500 with their money. So they must know that you're going to continue to bet. So, I think it's pretty lucrative for them, and that's why they're looking to branch out and bring more sports in. And hopefully it's going to lead to more sponsorship. I pray to see, someone peddling gambling on TV during the Super Bowl of paintball.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, real quick, a couple of people are asking in here. I know there's a couple of field owners that are watching this right now. Back to the Boy Scouts thing. How do fields sign up to accept or to get on this list?
Just email me, tom@nxlpaintball.com.
Okay, tom@nxlpaintball.com. Email him if you have a field or if your local field would possibly be interested in doing that. Have them do that, because we'd like to make sure that these kids, when they come out and play, they're getting to the right spot. Hopefully, Alex.
And can you comment on the Major League Paintball stuff as well? Like, is that going to be an oversighting thing for the NXL Pro League, or is it going to be a complete switch to that branding?
Here's what I'll say. So we face some challenges in the real world, right? With the word X-Ball, no one has an idea what that means, and that was kind of a branding move from the original X-Ball League back in the day. But now it just creates another layer that I have to explain when I'm meeting with someone, right? I have to say we're the National X-Ball League, and they say, what is that? And then I explain that we're paintball, and this is a form of paintball, and yada, 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 right? And I only got so much time before their eyes glass over, right? So I have to kind of get a quick sales pitch. And I literally, and I came to the epiphany when I went to a trade show, and there's 500 sports leagues there, and everybody gets one 8x8 table or 8x4 table or whatever, and one 12x12 sign. That's all you're allowed as far as signage. And every other sport of over 500 sports, you could tell exactly what they were just by that sign, right? So there is the Asian Basketball League and the Gay Bowling League and the, Women Fishermen of Texas, which is an ironic term, you know what I mean? And then Major League Baseball and National Basketball Association. So all of those things are readily apparent at what they are. So as the outside sponsors or the cities or whoever's walking that trade show, they can see that sign right away, and I don't have to spend more time doing that sales pitch. And if they were already somewhat interested in paintball, then they're going to lock on and come to me. Whereas I'm only getting a couple people that are coming by and saying, hey, what is that? And then I tell them, and then they just move on. So from a marketing point of view, Major League Paintball is just a lot quicker sales pitch. And it is much easier to buy into from a regular consumer. So we were just looking today. So, and I pick on the lacrosse league because they just got a big deal with ESPN. And one of the arguments that was made to me by an outside TV guy was they have a ready-made customer base because of how many people play lacrosse. In the East Coast, it's a pretty big deal, right? So I looked up the numbers, and they have less than 1 million people play a year as far as ready-made consumers. Well, we have over 3,000 people play a year. Or 3 million people play a year. Sorry, not 3,000. 3 million people play a year, right? So we're 3 times the size of a sport that just recently got a multi-year ESPN deal. So it just makes it easier, right? So if they advertise right now, let's just say, and I'm not saying what the branding's going to go, but let's just say a commercial came on ESPN and says, come watch the NXL, and you're a paintball fan, you might just let that go if you were a paintball fan as far as I like playing paintball. But if it comes across the screen that says Major League Paintball, you're going to stop, and you're going to be more intrigued about to watch. And then now it's our job to keep them engaged, but that first, second sales pitch is a lot.
Is MLP Major League Pickleball by chance?
Major League Pickleball is a league. They actually disputed one of our trademarks that we put in for.
Good start.
Good start. That was a 6-month delay there on that.
When I Google MLP, My Little Pony comes up.
My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Yep. We're up against some powerhouses there. So, we haven't. It's not like we've done any branding or anything. You know what I mean? Because we wanted to register the trademark. We went. I went completely silent about it and kind of went through not through the back channels, the real channels of registering trademark without kind of having it out in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want people starting to buy up the Facebook and the YouTube and all that stuff. And we didn't want to do a whole bunch of stuff until we actually started the trademark and they approved the process. So.
I mean, and look, MLP, people aren't going to look up, when you look up, I guess, and whenever I look up for NFL, I put up NFL scores, I guess MLB scores. So, you want to see that sort of stuff, but yeah, it'll,
we haven't done anything for the search engine yet.
Right, exactly.
Right. So we haven't bought AdWords. We haven't done anything. Right. So, yes, obviously you're going to organically pull up something that's been out there forever, and this has never been a thing. So, as a matter of fact, if you type in Major League Paintball now, you're going to get a lot of NXL stuff.
Oh, well, there we go.
Makes sense.
So, are you looking it up?
Yeah, Kyle, we got.
I was just looking at My Little Pony stuff.
He got sidetracked. Kyle got sidetracked.
Stay focused.
No, yeah, that makes sense. So with looking up Major League Paintball, that obviously NXL stuff is gonna appear in the search engines.
Because we are the Major League of Paintball.
Yeah, of course.
And so, and look at it this way, and so I'll give a little bit more probably than I was planning to do. So if tomorrow I had a meeting with ESPN or Netflix, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what they want to consume, right? I don't know what they want to have, right? So we have a couple different properties, right? So we're going to call this the Major League Paintball ecosystem, right? So if they want to sponsor paintball or they want to do something, we can offer them different stuff. We can offer them a European league. We can offer them an American league. We can offer them a women's league. We can offer them a classic league. And each one of those leagues attract a different demographic, both as a viewership and as a participant, right? So now I'm bundled in. Instead of saying, we're the NXL, and then they say, well, that's not the paintball that we want to sponsor. I'm like, oh, we also happen to run this thing that's in the woods. That's called the ICPL. And they're like, oh, well, we're after this women's thing. I was like, you know what? Funny. We have another league called that over here. It looks like I'm just pulling stuff out of a hat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So.
Well, yeah, that's
a better selling sheet.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess that makes sense, right? Because if you're like, oh, I play in the league, the NXL. What's that? National X-Ball League. Well, what's X-Ball? I thought you did paintball. And it's definitely important to have a rebranding. Obviously, a lot of people complain about, why the sport isn't growing and this and that. And a lot of times when you kind of, and the sport is growing, but, why haven't we gotten any sponsors outside big sponsors and this and that? And, you're right. Like when you have to pitch something, you want to make sure it's as concise as possible. You don't want to be pitching something that's a foggy, has a foggy, lousy name, We talk about this a lot in communication drills when we're teaching clinics. You don't want to have names of bunkers that you can't understand or you can't hear. It's the same kind of concept. You need to be able to give a clear, concise information set or word or name or logo or whatever it might be that you're building in that brand that it immediately shows to the consumer or the sponsor or, you know, what your product is. And that's an incredibly important thing. And we've all kind of taken it for granted because most of the people in here have been playing paintball long enough to know what the NXL is and what X-Ball was. And now you're like, oh, cool, we're playing X-Ball again. But if you really talk about it, try to like explain this to your mother or your grandmother, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? So you think about that a lot of times, you know, a rebranding is not a bad idea. And like you said, you know, the more of these types of things that you have to pull out of your hat, because as people are kind of backpedaling away, like, oh, you know, I'm not going to do it unless you have a women's one, or if there's a kid, only if there's a kid's one. Well, I don't like this one. What if I like it in the woods? Well, we got it all. What product would you like to purchase or invest in? Because we have all of this around, and so that is very important, right? And that is good. Hey, someone also asked, does big sponsors, so say, you know, DraftKings or you know, Hilton or American Airlines jump in and says, here's $1 million. Does that mean, you know, to spend on the league? And you're divvying it up. Does that mean larger prize packages or lower entry fees when you get to that section of things?
That's a brilliant question. It would be a split of both.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you look at how most sports work, right, the ones that have outside sponsors, that's really where their prize package comes from, right? It's either through, I mean, there's really several ways you bring in money as a sports league, right? So one of it is being the rights holder, right? So you sell the rights off of the league for media purposes. So whether you sell that to ABC or Netflix or however you divvy that out as a rights holder, that is typically the largest portion of revenue for traditional sports, right? So the NFL does not make most of their money on sponsorship or grandstand sales or any of that stuff. It comes from TV rights. So that's the first part, right? And then after that comes sponsorship, and usually that's where the prize package comes from. And so, yeah, we would try and, you know, I've made it clear before, right? I don't like the prize package system, right? I think the pros don't get paid enough. I think no one gets paid enough, to be honest with you. But we've modified the format so that it's super expensive to run because we're all a bunch of paintball fanatics and we want to play, you know, 9 times to determine who's best instead of 1 time to determine who's best. And I'm not judging that. I'm just saying that's what happened. So we've designed a format that's super expensive to run, and so that's where the prize package gets eaten up. So yes, if someone wants to give me a free $1 million, I will divvy that up between prize package and entrance fees. And
then maybe instead of driving from wherever you are to West Virginia, we can get you a plane flight and a rental car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Train ticket.
Yeah, or Kyle's high on trains right now.
Yeah, so
yeah,
we'll get you a
that's
train
always
ticket.
I mean, does everybody
Put
know
you
what
in the
kind of
caboose.
car do I drive? You guys know what my car is?
I don't. I'm assuming it's some sort of like a safari wagon. I'm sure you don't. I cannot picture you in a Prius.
Rolls Royce.
I always want to do a video with me like in a Rolls Royce, just throwing money around.
Yeah.
I think Paintball Trolls already got you on some of those.
I've seen some of them. I wish that was my life. I drive a 2009 Toyota FJ with 350,000 miles on it.
Oh, Trevor's got one of those.
Hell's an FJ?
Trevor's
FJ
got
Cruiser.
Yeah, I think Trevor's got one of
FJ,
those.
man.
It's like a Jeep kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it looks like
It does look like a safari truck.
It looks like a safari truck that was built by Legos.
Yep, exactly. So
very aerodynamic.
That's my pimpin' ride.
Pimpin'.
Pimp my ride.
Pimpin' ride.
Yeah, I can't see you driving a Prius, that's for sure.
No, I'll save that for Alex.
Yeah, 300. Alex does drive a Prius.
How could I guess?
So another question that came in about a long time ago, obviously, maybe before Airsoft, so it's pre-Airsoft era. You know, paintball was substantially bigger, and then what has attributed to, I would say, a public's poor perception of paintball over as a sport, while Airsoft is like thriving and growing, and we always say like, oh, it's so hard to show and do all this because we're running around with guns and shooting each other, but you have people in Airsoft that are like as realistic as they can possibly get, and that sort of thing is taking off big time. And I know that you mentioned something about the cost.
Stop you there.
Go
you there.
Okay, hit me.
So it's not taking off big time.
Okay.
So they have good sales, especially through the mass merchants, right? But what's their largest game ever?
I have no clue.
You ever seen? Yeah, exactly. Do they have a World Cup that has that many people at it?
Well,
Absolutely not.
just
Do
because
they have
we
a
don't. Yeah. Okay.
channel with like real dialogue? No. They got some pluses. All right, so when Airsoft came around, there was obviously people who either appreciated the milsimness of it or appreciated the cost of it. And a lot of people that play Airsoft were or are also paintball people, and they cross back and forth, right? Mm-hmm. And paintball is significantly more expensive, and it requires, and Airsoft people are going to get mad, but Airsoft people also typically, paintball people are better at Airsoft than Airsoft people are, right? So they can take all the shots they want back. And so it's where that fringe goes to kind of live that lifestyle. And I wish paintball was a little better at capturing that milsim side. And some of the mech guns have kind of, the mag-fed guns have kind of really explored that option. I think are really cool. But they're not as big as we are, and they're definitely not as sophisticated as far as their events and their organizations. I mean, I went to Lion Claw's event. Once again, I'm always digging into everybody else's stuff. I went to a Lion Claw event to play and see what was going on over there, and I'll give a funny story about it. But anyhow, they had like 350 people at one of their largest games ever, and the game was badass. I'm not going to say it wasn't cool. I'm shooting at a pop-up with a 1990s chrono over there with just in the bushes that weren't even mowed down. So it was like going back to 1995 paintball. And the funny thing is, so the guy is giving me a tour, and the guy said, he's like, Tom Cole. He's like, the only Tom Cole I know is from paintball. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, I used to run Lively Productions with Jim Lively. And I was like, wow. He's like, I got out of paintball to run Airsoft events. So it's a small world. Small world.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
So, and I'm gonna bring something up from Ryan Moffat that's an important comment, and this is something that might actually, this is tricky, and this is also one of the reasons maybe we're not on TV as well. But like the size of the event doesn't always show how popular or how important or how impactful the sport is, right? So. The stats that he's showing out is Airsoft has more views or viewers monthly on YouTube than we do. And that's kind of that's kind of the meat and the potatoes. Because at the end of the day, we're just kind of at a bit of a brick wall. We're at a plateau or whatever you want to call it. And the next big step in our evolution is getting people to tune in and watch, right? And that's what's super important. And that's something that's a little bit more compelling for people right now. Is the argument is more people are watching the Airsoft stuff on TV or whatever, YouTube.
Yeah, but all right. So I was involved in Airsoft for a year, right? Mm-hmm. For one of the big international companies, okay. Right? So, and Airsoft people are going to love me after this interview, but so they're more worried about the look and the reenacting part of it than they are the actual skill level. So paintball guys, we don't decide what kind of gun we're going to use based upon how cool it looks to some level, right? We just want the best gun. So that's why we are constantly trying to evolve to be a better player, a better team, and have better equipment, right? Theirs is driven by looking better, looking better, looking better. And so a lot of that becomes... And so, yeah, that's obviously very YouTube friendly, right? Like watching guys dressed in full tactical storming a building is way cool looking, right? But there's no relevance of whether that's effective or not, or whether there was any skill involved in that. Sure. They're more trying to be like a reenactor of something than they're role playing.
That's a good point.
And I'm not taking anything away from it. Once again, I think it is badass. Like it's hard not to get pumped up in those environments, right? But that's what paintball was when we started. And I got in a big debate with the Airsoft community, we should say, right? So there was a law trying to ban shooting sports in California in, let's say, 2012. And the paintball guys would not, they basically wrote a rule in that said excluding paintball guns. And the airsoft community was super mad, and they knew I was a paintball person because I was working in that industry, and they started latching on to me. And I was like, so what did you all think was going to happen? Do you think we didn't think having a gun look like an AR-15 and running around like a Navy SEAL was going to look cooler? We avoided that because we didn't want the backlash of people saying, oh my God, little Johnny got shot because he's running around with an AR-15 in the backyard. So, we've already gone through that evolution. There's a reason why everything we have is kind of looks the way it is, and it's because we didn't want to draw that legal scrutiny on it. So,
yeah. Very, very good, very important.
Has its challenges. Airsoft has its challenges.
Yeah, and hey, look, if you live in Australia, you're very familiar with those types of laws because, you can't. A lot of places you can't own your own paintball gun. A lot of places you can't take your own paintball gun home. But in pretty much the entire country, at least for a long time, you couldn't have one of those Tippmann guns that looked like a real gun. You could have a Force or a CS2 or whatever it is, but colorful graphics. But if it looks like a assault rifle weapon, you can't really have that. So that is a good point.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just, But so Airsoft, yes, Airsoft may have more views, and I will go look into that. Whoever posted that, I'd like to see that data because there's plenty of paintball guys, just not the tournament side of paintball, right? There's a guy in the UK with 532,000 subscribers, and he is just playing rec paintball every weekend.
Oh, that's true. He's figured it out. That guy's making more money than all of us. Unquestionably. So Tom, anything else for 2023 for the NXL? Is there?
There was some big news, I thought.
Well, we're going to talk about that, but any rule changes that you want to talk about that you know of?
No, that's a Jason Trozen question.
He's the rules.
Hit him with the rule changes. I mean, we're pretty happy with how everything's going. As you pointed out, why would I change anything when we keep growing?
That's you can make things a little bit better, but I wouldn't make any drastic changes. That's my own personal.
I mean, if you could change anything, what would you change? Like, just perfect world, no budget worry. Like, what would be the one thing you change?
No budget worry?
Well, like within reason, you can't be like, "Hey, we're gonna give $1 billion for first prize." Like, you know what I mean?
So
15-man field.
Right, so
15 man. More space.
15 man in a scenario.
More space.
Parking garages next to the Gaylord.
Yeah, you have two different things, right? Do I just want to grow any form of paintball and try and get it on TV or whatever? Then I would rent the Civic Center in some big town, and I would build a Call of Duty map, and I would play a tactical thing on it and film it and try and get people to come fill the seats and go there. That's my best option for TV. Cool idea. I'll probably get fired tomorrow for that from the NXL. And on the NXL side, same thing. I would like to have a permanent venue for us to play at that's more like a traditional stadium. And, I want people, when they walk in to go play, to get like that little feeling in their stomach, like, oh my God, this is, whatever. This is the big leagues. We have finally made it, right? So yeah, that would be my goal. Both goals, nice stadiums.
Sure.
So yeah, well, Kyle, I guess what you had that question because I haven't told Kyle yet either. So.
But yeah, what's the big news? Give us the juice.
Allegedly.
There
it is.
So next year we are going to have so with our membership program, so every time you play in an NXL event, you have to buy one of those ID cards. So this year it will come with a $25,000 pre-deductible insurance for paintball injuries for the event and the 2 weekends before the event, which is the traditional layout weekend. So once you have your NXL ID card or your membership, however we term that, you are now covered for paintball-related injuries for those 3 weekends. So if you break a leg while practicing, go to the hospital and they pay the first $25,000 pre-deductible. So even if you have health insurance, almost all health insurance has a deductible.
Wow.
So I think that's pretty good. I think there's a lot of people who play and get hurt and don't go to the doctors, don't go to the hospital or whatever, or
Blake Garber.
Just create a little bit of a safety net for the players.
Mm-hmm. So okay,
What if you buy? Well, what if you lose your card and you buy another ID card like a replacement? I had to do that twice. Does that mean I get 75,000?
No.
Okay.
You should buy replacement card insurance. Is what you should.
Okay.
That's a thing.
All right. I'm gonna write that down.
So I don't know if there was a real question in there or not. Gad, is there something else?
Well, yeah. I mean, let's talk about. Well, hold on. How did this come of like? It just you breezed over this. I think that's a pretty big.
I think it's a huge deal. So one of the things is, and this will be your slide line, right? So there's different ways that people look at sponsorship, right? One of the sponsorship models is viewership, and one of the sponsorship models is participation, right? So if your product gets to get showcased in front of a place of a lot of participants, that is also a good thing. Think of a Spartan race, right? They have 5,000 people on site for the weekend, and there's people that want to get in front of those 5,000 people. And then there are other people that want to just have a commercial during the Super Bowl or some type of thing that's spectator related. So we are obviously pushing both ways. But from a participant number, the number I was given was 100,000 participants. And that comes back to membership. So people like BMX and people like that, they've done a really good job with creating a good membership program as far as getting people who support paintball or believe in paintball or believe in BMX to become members. And in order to participate in a BMX event, you have to be a BMX member. So we're starting that first step so that in order to play at an NXL event, you have to become a member, which you already do because you pay for that ID. But instead of it being an ID fee now, we're going to change that to a membership fee. And then when we meet with outside sponsors, now do I not only get to say that you're going to get this many views, but you're also going to be reaching this many participants on a membership level. So that opens us up to those airlines and rental cars and hotel type of discounts that we can offer and stuff like that. So this is the building step of that. But the insurance, we've been working on this for over a year, trying to get a provider to kind of bring this in. And I think it's great. You know what I mean? Like I played forever without insurance. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you told me this, and you're obviously it's difficult to see you get excited. I don't think I've ever seen you kind of like really excited about anything. This one also, and I'm like, this is a big deal. And you're like, yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one.
Well, I get excited all the time. I think I called you when I was excited because I wanted to tell someone, right? And I had to kind of keep it a secret. So, no, I get excited. But then, it takes a little while, and then you just start thinking about all the crap people are going to say when you do it, right? So
like it's not good enough.
It brings it down a little bit, right? We're going to see the money grab analogies, and somehow I'm working with the doctors to kind of plan this out or something. So,
Tom, you're definitely getting a kickback on everybody who gets hurt. I see. They're harvesting people's organs.
The backlash, right? Or maybe I should just make it safer. All these kind of comments. But it kind of sucks my joy down. Like the one time I always post something snarky is right after like World Cup, and you feel like your group has done so much work and everything has kind of come out and everybody's tired and whatever, and you check on Monday morning, you expect everybody just to be saying like NXL, great job, and then it's just some guy saying something stupid about something. So I retaliate. That's the few times I retaliate is that Monday morning there. So do you just have a bedroom at your house that's got just completely padded all around? And you just go in there and close the door and start shouting and banging your head on stuff with a bunch of plates in there that you can break? It's the shower. I definitely have long arguments with people that aren't in the shower with me. You know what I mean? I'm just arguing my ass off in there. So, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? The haters are going to hate. And it's funny because I always think back to those people. I'm like, so did you want to be a hater without like a real skill set? Did you just want to be the negative Nancy? Did you strive to be a keyboard warrior, or was Airsoft too competitive for you?
Let it out.
You know what I mean? Like,
hey, I think, and what we can do, Tom, especially with like how technology works nowadays, is you can put like a big light behind your head and get a little voice altering device, and you can just come on and just talk shit. And no one will know it's you. I mean,
the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, like the Wizard of Oz, or just like any of those Vice things, or, get like a thing like this and just talk shit. Just let it out, like vent.
That would
No
be
one will
good.
know it's you. We'll strike this whole
Yeah,
conversation from the record.
We'll say we're having the paintball troll on, and then
Yeah.
it can be Tom.
I tried this once. I actually am paintball troll.
That would be a great
Imagine that.
twist.
Ding!
Yeah.
That guy has some hilarious stuff.
He does. He does.
Good stuff. Yeah, I did this once. So PCR asked me to write like a guide to how to beat the pro teams back when we were playing 10-man. And so I wrote this whole long, in-depth article, and like it was out for one day. And Bob Long and Adam Gardner both called me that day and said, "Why'd you write that article?" And I was like, "It's not me. It's a guy called the Insider." And they're like, "It was you." And I'm like, "Jesus." So yeah, you can't write the secrets. So. Yeah, it'd be an enjoy. I plan on making a video after this, like the behind the scenes.
Like a music video?
Release it when I retire.
Well, yeah, you can hire the paintball troll to do your media. I think would be a good idea. But Tom, I think you're doing a great job, and excuse me, and I think that a lot of the stuff that you do it definitely goes unnoticed and swept under the rug, and some people aren't like I said, people are never going to be happy. It doesn't matter what type of product you have. It can be,
for sure.
and
you see, like when there's like an anti-NXL thread or something, people always write like people should vote with their money. And I'm saying I always want to post in there. They did. It was called the World Cup. That's where they went. You know what I mean? They voted. It's already in. So.
Well, if a new league starts, I'm voting you for president.
Thank you.
You got my vote. And Dynasty. Dynasty comes along with that. Quinn, do you have anything else you want to ask?
No, man, I think that was great. I mean, we really got to dig into a lot of stuff, and I really appreciate Tom coming in and, answering very honestly. And obviously, like, the health insurance thing is really big. I mean, that's, I think, great for all the players that love to talk shit and say you're doing this or that or making deals with the devil or whatever the hell they go on about. So I think this is great. This is something that's actually important for players, and I think it really is a good stepping stone to that next level for the sport.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I have, we've gone through a lot of promoters in our time, right? And so we have Chuck and Laurent, who are very optimistic and always very this is going to be the next best thing ever, right? And then we went through the transition of Lane, who was kind of like this isn't going to work kind of system. And so I'm trying to stay in the middle between those two groups, keep things optimistic, but yet realistic.
Yeah, stay optimistic, but keep it close to your chest.
Yep, exactly. Just basically tell Ryan.
and I'll tell you what, I didn't tell Kyle, I didn't tell anybody here. And usually if you tell me we got the show, because all we want to, we're just trying to get clickbait. We're just trying to get more people excited about stuff. But I thought this was a big one, and obviously I wanted to make sure that like you said, you don't want to overpromise. You don't want to say something and not deliver it. And I appreciate that, and I understand it as well. That's
Can I take a shot at someone? Am I allowed to do that on this show?
Let me turn your mic up.
100%.
Yeah,
That's the only reason this show exists.
yeah, that's
the
it.
Will Ball for Stoop guy should change his thing to will create drama for clicks, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to drop news, and he's not once reached out to me and said, let's get a reverse side of this or whatever. So
Yeah, he's never reached out to us too. I think he just likes to make things up. I think it's the best news is the news that's not true. Right?
Those tabloids catch your eyes at
like
the grocery store.
A negative, newsstand, at the grocery store on your way out type of tabloid kind of stuff.
Yeah, doom and gloom, man. That guy's claiming that you're a lizard alien and that he's seen
Michael
UFOs.
Jackson's back.
Michael Jackson's
Yeah.
still alive. He's saying all sorts of stuff. I've
Playing
actually
with
never.
Dynasty next year.
Yeah. He's saying that he's playing with Dynasty.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, I think that's a good point. I mean, that's a good lesson for anyone that gets into paintball media or does it. It's always important to get both sides. Don't just have your own narrative, look at it, and just throw something out. Like, it's important to say, hey, we heard this. Is it true? Is it false? What does this mean?
Yeah,
I think that's important.
Yeah, and listen, if your intention
to stay no comment, so he can put that in the little trailer, like all the good documentaries.
Yeah, that's almost even better, right? And if someone, and if you're gonna rip it anyway, just rip it, right?
Yeah,
So ask at least ask, and maybe you're gonna find something out. You might learn something. But I don't know that he's much of a journalist as much like some people aren't journalists, right? We're not journalists. We just say stuff, and we just happen to know a lot. But you know, it's like if you want to like have a, you know, I don't know, the credibility is a big thing. Credibility is a big thing, but I don't know. People also like smut. That's it. You know what I mean? Like people are inherently want smut.
They like the drama.
They love drama, dude. No one likes to watch a bland or listen to something silly. You need to hear the juice.
Well, my deal is if you want to start a media group and you want to create like the news stuff or whatever, at least do every other one something good, right? So if he wasted his time, like he wants to write something that says, you know, whatever, Tom's burning the world to the ground, he's going to take all the money and run. Write that article, but then the next one say, this is why kids should start playing paintball and this is how to do it, right? At least make 50% of your stuff a give back, right? Just don't dwell on like the drama.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my advice to everybody.
Don't dwell on the drama.
Don't dwell on the drama. Do some positive stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, we'll talk about Bunker Fest, right? I'll give a plug to the competition here. So, like Bunker Fest, he's doing something, and you know you can't take it away from him. You know, he believes he wants to do something a certain way, and he's going to go do it, right? And you got to give him points for that. I way prefer that than the people that just sit around and just talk all the time and shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You know, at least he's going to try it, right? So. More power to him.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's right. You're right, actually. You want to talk shit? Say some nice things, too. Get people like, once the people you have your audience, and present a message. Don't just talk shit.
Or you can just talk shit, hide in the cave.
Yeah, that works, too, yeah. I guess it's working. We're talking about
going.
it. You just
I mean, that's one of my mantras is I always say, don't say, you know, look at how crappy they're doing. Say, look at what I'm building, right? So, yeah. Just say, I'm going to build this, and it's going to be better than their thing. And
there we go. I like it. Fuck around, find out. All right, Tom, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Still one of the good guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Tom.
Quinn, thank you. I know you got to run.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Quinn's going to do something later on Play the Game podcast. He's gonna spill all of the news that they just heard on the Spick and Span show.
Yeah.
Release it. It's already on Instagram, man. I'm flying.
That's already on Instagram. Yeah.
Giving Marcelo the next scoop, just so you know.
There's another scoop.
It's a huge one. It's gonna trump all these. So yeah. Go
what?
Marcelo.
Hold on.
I'll tell you what it is because I already know. Dynasty is signing me for 2023. I'm getting Marcelo's spot.
We're talking about it. Well, Tom, there you go. You know, I appreciate you spreading the love. I'm going to remember that next time you call me. I might let it ring like 5 times instead of picking it right up.
Hey, so and this is a true story. I call you first every time, and then you don't pick up, and then I call Marcelo.
Oh, shit.
And he has picked up more times than you recently.
Start picking up.
Dude, I pick up every time.
You don't. Most of the time you do. Marcelo
and then I called you back.
Like I was at the gym.
Marcelo's always at the gym. He's either recording a PTG or at the gym.
Do you have like a real job or something that you're too busy to take my calls for? Yeah. Needless to say, he said, no, I do not have a real job.
No, we don't.
No. He's probably watching too. I'm probably going to get some shit for that. But,
he's definitely watching. They watch every episode. They watch it several times.
Oh, me. Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right, Tom. Thanks.
Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Quinn.
Yep. Bye.
Thanks.
All right. Let's jump off of this. Well, all right, guys. There it is. There it was. There you have it. You can take this off now. So you can stop bothering you.
Are you sure we don't want to try to just get Alex on here?
Yeah, get Alex on the horn. Get Meters here too. We can.
Yeah,
we can
have a less serious conversation. Oh wait.
Oh, there he is, FaceTime. All right. Well, that was actually really good. I think that a lot of you guys, I feel like every time that we have Tom on, it's a great show, but it's also gets you guys finally Alex. They said everybody's like, thank God Alex is coming on. Finally, we're gonna probably get something free. We're gonna get a Hormesis product. It's actually juicy news. Really good to get a little insight because I know that people are don't really know and and there is a lot more hate than there is love that's spread, especially on the internet. That's a big thing. A lot of people don't like to talk about the positives. A lot of people just like to dwell on the negatives because that makes people, makes you feel a little bit better about yourself when you get it off your chest. But no, I think there's a lot of really cool stuff that we just talked about and got on there. And I don't know if there is any player move information that I'm aware of, as opposed to, oh, wow, look at this
What
guy.
are you?
Hold on,
why are
wait
you
a
dressed
minute.
like that?
I'm about ready to go to bed.
Hold on.
Who do you think you are? The Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, look at these guys. What happened?
Hey, Alex, are you going to like some sort of congressional meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, you look like a politician.
By the color of my tie, I will be advocating that we trade Brittany Griner back. Just kidding. Huh? Say hi. Say hi, guys. Merry Christmas.
Hi guys, Merry Christmas.
Ah, hi, Alice.
All right. Well, hope the show's going great.
Yeah, it is. We had
Any big news that I missed?
yeah, if you with the purchase of your ID, your player card ID, you get $25,000 in insurance if you get injured at the NXL.
Insurance?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
So health insurance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get 25 grand in coverage.
Is it retroactive?
Yeah, so you get actually like $500,000.
I got some banged up body parts over the years, boys.
It's on 10,000.
On take it on your word. So like yeah.
That's Strangey out again with turf toe.
What are you doing?
I'm just getting ready to go to the father-daughter formal dance.
Oh.
So yes, definitely a highlight for me.
Yeah.
Bro.
I thought Meter was
Yeah.
Meter.
Oh, Christmas party.
I thought Meter was putting his suit on because he saw the show.
Okay, pal. Okay.
Are you sitting in the playpen?
Yes.
That's the best team
That's where I spend most of my time.
Between there and the doghouse.
That's right.
Ryan, do you like gifts? I got you a gift.
Yeah.
You like
As you
gifts?
can see, he really dislikes the Spick Span Show.
Yeah. That's I talked
I
to
got you a Christmas hat.
the Grinch. Very fitting.
Allegedly. All right, guys. There you go. There you go, Ren. Perfect. All right,
fitting?
shout
Yeah.
out to everybody out there.
I got one too.
Celebrate all
Meter,
your-
I think you'll like it.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
We
Is
lit
there
up.
is there one more show before the Christmas?
Yeah, there's gonna be a show next week, and we're gonna do a big charity raise, big giveaway. I got actually some really cool stuff. I've got some old vintage from Joshua Garcia Jones. I've got some vintage JT OG shirts still in the packaging. Like,
Oh, nice. Yeah,
like-
that's the gym shirt. You can write your name on that.
yeah, you write your name on this one. I think I wore this one right here in a photo shoot one time, back in my modeling days. That noise, is that you, Alex, crying?
No, I thought it was you actually, and then I looked over and it was him. You sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's gonna be my cue.
All right, yeah, we'll get you off of here, and we'll leave Meter on.
Yeah, Meter, you're
All
not
right,
going
love you
anywhere.
guys.
Later.
Later, Al.
Yeah.
So I prefer, just so everybody's clear, I prefer the FaceTime look way better because we can see both of them.
Yeah.
Alex, do you see how
I think
Alex?
the FaceTime's the way.
Yeah, FaceTime is the way. It's the future, man.
You guys started off right. Don't get too fancy. Don't
Yeah.
change now.
Quinn forced my hand. He's like, we need to do Skype because I've got a way better microphone and the camera's better. And he looked blown out and the mic was super hot. And so Tom hey, I'll tell you right now, Tom won.
He was on the
On that one.
field.
He was on the field.
Yeah.
He was raking the field.
Yeah, he definitely won in the graphics department. His CGI is on another level.
heard he worked on the set of Avatar too.
Yeah. Hey, I was just raking the field and finishing up some editing on Avatar 2.
So what do we think of the news? Did you guys already talk about that with Al?
Wait, what news from Al?
Not really.
No. Did you guys review like what we just
The Tom Cole news.
No. This is it. You're the first one. Alex has no clue it even happened. He just pretends he was watching it. But
oh yeah.
Let's hear it. What do you got?
I thought it was all good.
Yeah.
I thought it was all like really good, positive news. I thought the ID card insurance was like a really cool thing that I never even heard of or even thought of. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see how that actually is implemented. Like, how does that actually happen? And I assume it covers all divisions.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yes.
And then is it the year entirety? Like, is it from March to November, or how does this work?
Why did he say? He said 3 weeks or something.
No. So I believe that you're covered for 3 weeks leading up, 2 weeks leading up to the event and the duration of the event. So you're covered 3 weeks for each event. Is from my understanding is you get
leading up to the event.
So look,
you get 2 practices before and then the event.
This guy doesn't even listen to the show.
Oh, wow.
He's on the show and he doesn't even listen to the show.
I thought it was just at the event.
We're having too much fun in the chat.
Yeah, Meter and I were
I know.
we were side texting.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that news? Cody Mikowski to X Factor that you didn't want to tell us while we were.
Dude, I couldn't say it wasn't my news to breach. It wasn't because of the team request. It's because Cody and respect for Cody and Travis.
No, you just you come out the gate and you just show them who you are. I hear what you said.
Up with all our...
I'm gonna tell you how this show works here.
What's up with all our
it's
sources?
Like,
next time I'm gonna.
It's like going into jail and punching the biggest person there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good point.
That's what you needed to do right away. Cody, I heard what you wanted me to do, but this is what I'm doing. I'm telling the Spick and Span Show.
We did announce.
Way more important.
We did announce before though that X Factor was picking up a guy.
Yeah.
We didn't announce who it was, so we did have that.
Yeah. No, I think you guys are right there in the running, and then all the people that I speak to when there's news about, we're always pinning it your way.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
I like that hat, by the way. Dutton Ranch.
Yeah, Yellowstone Dutton.
There we go.
I got to catch up on the most recent episode.
We're gonna go there in January.
Oh,
yeah, I'm there.
We're gonna go clean the stalls.
I like it.
Yeah, and just to recap it for everybody who just tuned in. What up? Shout out to Dizon. From what I understand, the way it was explained to me, the health insurance, the way it's going to work is they picked up a sponsor who is going to cover any player who has an NXL ID card. So if you played in the NXL, even if you played the first event and you get hurt, 2 weeks before event 3 and you're not even registered for that event, from what I understand, and this is a little bit shaky right there, but you get covered from basically the weekend the layout comes out until the Sunday of the event. So you're covered for approximately 2.5 weeks, and you get you get $25,000 in pre-deductible coverage. So even if whether you have insurance or not, or even if you have a large deductible, the NXL and its new sponsor and affiliates will cover up to $25,000 of your care. And now, granted, I'm not a representative of the NXL, nor do I work for the health insurance company, but that's.
But I heard if you have a pre-existing injury,
yeah.
you should have hurt.
This is the time to cash in.
Just wait a week before you go to the doctor.
Yeah, and look, I know a lot of paintball players. There's probably half of our paintball team isn't even covered with insurance right now. So with that being said,
this will be good for Blake.
We actually forced Blake to get insurance. Blake was fully concussed one time and refused to go to the. He got hit in the head with a crowbar, and was like, "No, I think I'm good."
Taylor actually got spiked by that powerful message regarding insurance. I think some time ago, like a month ago or something. Mm-hmm. So I think this is actually like a cool parallel. He was complaining about insurance rates and like how it just hiked. So this is actually awesome because I'm sure a lot of other players are in the same space of like feeling, the pain from the hike.
Yeah. I mean, especially with kids, health insurance is incredibly expensive, and look, so are medical bills, right? So I don't know what it costs if you break your leg, it could be more than maybe $20,000 or probably a little less than that.
Sure.
But what's important is when people get injured, a lot of times they're like, I don't even want to have it looked at because I'm afraid I can't afford it, right? That's what it is basically. I can't afford it. And it's definitely nice to know, because if you do need surgery, or you did need surgery, or you broke something and it's actually something that's easily fixable, you can at least now rely on the NXL and a little bit of that to cover it. Especially with head injuries.
Your passion and being an athlete, I think it's great. Yeah, a little protection.
We love it. Dude, the
You
Christmas
think you
tree is
need to
still looking
keep,
glorious, by the way.
like, you keep your ID on you and then show them
No,
at the hospital?
I'm pretty sure I don't know how that's gonna work. Maybe it will be like an
Dude,
ID
imagine
card.
you get hurt in your paintball pants. They cut your pants. Card falls out.
Oh.
You're not insured.
And you're like, it's in the hallway. It's back in the hallway. You cut my pants off.
Behind the snake.
And that's when I pull out Kyle's ID card and Ryan's ID card, and I get $50K.
Yeah,
on the spot.
$50K.
Like, it's in my gear bag. It's at the field. I promise.
Is this card gonna cover it? Okay, because this one of you just.
This one definitely will.
This one, yeah.
This
Now I got it. Hey,
Are there
you
any
guys
points on this card?
keep the change. Keep the change. Keep the change. Can I go with it? Because this work at the gift shop and the snack bar.
I heard I had 7,500 points. Can I get the PS5 with this?
What's the copay if I have like a cough? Is that included on, like, I can take a little chunk out of the 25?
Yeah.
No?
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe in advance. I know I'm getting sick in a month. I just need $500 to last me.
Yeah, it's like going to the
What other
dentist.
news was there? But that was awesome news. That was great.
Yeah, that one.
The sports betting thing, I feel like that was like, according to the chat, that was like a wash. Some people were like stoked. Some people were like calling shenanigans.
Yeah, well, I mean that's kind of what Tom had said, right? He goes, everybody is gonna be upset about something, and everybody thinks that they have it figured out. Because actually, that was the first thing I said. I go, Tom, I don't get paid to play paintball, but I guarantee you I can get paid to fix a game.
If sports betting was around right now, though, like, what's the odds? Like, what do you get a payout if you bet, like, Latin Saints to lose a game this year?
So I don't do a lot. Do you bet at all, Meter?
No.
No.
I give you $100 and I lose and I walk away sad. I don't know how it works, bro.
I feel like I just
whoever
won.
does, I know they don't either.
Yeah. And there it is though, right? It's
like $100 to win 20.
So
probably.
yeah, they'll have odds, and I think it's algorithmically calculated. So basically, the more people who are betting on Dynasty, the lower the payout odds are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's Dynasty versus Latin Saints. Everybody's gonna be betting on Dynasty, but if someone, if Ryan Greenspan randomly bets $1 million on the Latin Saints, they know something fishy's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So and they've got it all figured out, right? And that was the first thing I said. I was like, it seems like you can figure this out, right? And so if everybody's average bet is 10, 20, 50, $100 here and there, or I have personally bet a bunch of times, and then I randomly throw in like $100,000 bet, it's gonna get flagged and it won't go through because there's like, no, you can't just automatically kind of know something strange about this very highly just one-sided match. So they have, and like Tom said, it's $1 billion industry, multi-billion-dollar
I think it for sure
industry.
should be welcomed with open arms and then pay the penalty. I think that's one of the biggest things, at least that I see with a lot of these discussions, like the shooting at each other comment. Like, I hate that whenever someone brings that up, it's like we're not even talking about the same thing then, because I'm talking about growth and you're talking about like limiting and like things that aren't what we're trying to accomplish. So I think we should welcome this and let it go whatever direction it wants to go, and then we learn that way. We don't know anything until we are in that arena.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean that was kind of something also Tom's kind of sign off was like, you just got to have an open mind about a lot of this stuff too, right? You want to make sure things will work, so let's just be positive about it. Everybody complains. We've got so many people naysaying about everything that happens because it doesn't quite suit them. At the same time, they're at the end of every shitty comment that people make, they end it with "grow paintball," right?
Yeah, a lot of these comments are coming from people who don't even play anymore.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Well, if you're still playing, engage in the conversation. How about that?
Yeah,
that's where we really need people to step up in our community, because a lot of the toxicity shines through because it's the only thing in the space.
Yeah, I saw a funny comment somewhere, like someone was talking shit about the NXL because it was the event was obviously they planned to have a hurricane. So why would you plan an event during hurricane season? It was like the statistic was first hurricane in November since in 37 years or something. And someone commented was like, I've been out of the game for 7 years. And this is exactly why I left. And it's like, hold on. You've been out of the game. That's like it's like having a one night stand or like dating some chick and then 7 years later going, that's still fat. You know, like, what? Why are you still checking up on me, man?
Yeah.
I knew it was a bad idea. Like, guys, get over it, man. But yeah, you know, one of the big things was paying the refs, right? I do believe that the NXL, I've heard from other league owners that have complained that the NXL pays the refs more than they do, so that's kind of a pain in their butts. Reffing sucks.
What's this whole
tough.
like?
It's tough.
This ref conspiracy I've been seeing about.
Dude, that's another thing I really wanted to like maybe get deeper on, because I mean I don't blame Tom for not. I don't even think it was really prompted for him to get into it. But,
he did.
It was?
Yeah, he did. He talked about it at the very beginning. He said that Dan Perez is still on.
I agree with whatever Tom said.
No, but there was like a whole like, there was like a ref.
There was a boycott of referees, or the way it was served in some. I don't even know exactly how it was served, but it was served that way on a YouTube video by Will Bull for Soup, and I love Clarity. I didn't watch it because it just seemed ridiculous, but you know what's going on? What's happening to the refs?
Nothing. I think there was one ref that was unhappy, and then I believe that ref took an interview with the most credible source in paintball and spun it to the fact that they own all the refs. But from what I've heard from Tom on a personal level and on the show is that not only is Dan Perez still on board, but they didn't really lose many refs, or any refs for that matter. Not to mention that the divisional side of the refs are usually hired on a per event basis because they can't afford to fly every divisional ref, right? So the walkout.
Refereeing is. Or sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That was it. That was pretty much.
I was just gonna say, refereeing. People say it, but considering we did the event last year, refereeing is, and that was our biggest hurdle. Everything else was good, but it is by far the hardest thing to get like the ideal product. And it's nothing against anybody. It's just like a truly hard feat to do with one event. And we did it with 12 teams or 10 teams, all pro players. And we had not pro referees. We had 3 pro referees, and then we had 3 actual pro player referees. And the rest were like normal, your average ref. And we had issues with that. And we remedied them pretty damn well. But it's still like, do that times 10. Dude, it's not easy, and you're gonna fail, and there's not really an alternative. So that's my positive note to the reffing situation. It's just you gotta defend these guys in some way, and provide solutions instead of just saying the reffing's horrible and get over the fact that your team didn't perform well. You know, that's another big one. People are always complaining about a penalty that shouldn't have happened, that probably should have happened, and bad calls are made all the time. But that's why we keep coming back, baby. So,
that's why we keep coming back. I want retribution.
Yeah. Be better than the refs.
Be better than the refs, guys.
The ball, when it hits you, it should maybe like tase you and make you immobile, and then you.
Didn't you play taser ball?
Yeah.
Thomas Taylor just dunking on everybody?
Yeah, that
he had like a broken finger.
That was not for me.
Yeah.
There was like 30 of us in the room. They're like, "Who wants to quit?" I'm like, "Me. This is not for me." Like Skemp had a broken finger, or Short had a broken finger. And Scott's like shoulder was hanging out of its socket. I'm like, I'm on their team. I'm like, I'm done. I'm next.
Do you want to explain the game real quick? Have you heard about taser ball, Meter?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You have this giant beach ball that you're trying to carry and throw into a goal, and then also in your other hand you have a taser, and so there's no rules. It's full contact. You can tase people. It's like rugby, but you also have a taser in your hand.
Yeah.
And they were like, when I got told about it, they were like, it's like American Ninja Warrior. You're gonna be great because you're small and strong. I was like, all right, cool. And then it's like, no, if I'm playing NFL, I'd be great. Yeah. Like, this is not for me.
I wonder. I remember something juicy happened, like, that prevented it from taking off, because the response was crazy on the internet.
Yeah. Like FX bought it or something.
The details. Something gnarly happened to kind of can it.
Yeah, don't remember. Whew.
Yeah.
Do you like our Christmas decorations?
Dude, this set looks nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Are
Kyle
you guys
picked
gonna
it up.
celebrate Hanukkah by doing a show every night?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Hanukkah doesn't start until the 18th.
So then we have to do.
We do have a menorah right here though for all the
Yeah,
chosen
I knew it.
people,
I
all the
knew
chosen
it.
people out there. We're actually gonna put you know when you get bottle service, those fireworks things. We're gonna fire those things off for the duration of the show. Hopefully not burn this sucker down.
Yeah, because these
Oh,
lights
that
are
thing's
like
good.
they're 30 years old and they're on fire.
Kyle got these from
I
the
think
same.
there's a lead paint warning on those.
Yeah,
there might be.
Kyle got them from the set of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I also got this guy.
You guys great. And someone already sent something else. I think his head fell
Oh
off.
yeah, his head fell off. Very
Did
creepy.
you get this? Where'd you get this?
So I went to a antique like consignment store and I just bought all this like really weird stuff. I felt like it was fitting for our show.
Yeah, we need a new decor.
Yeah, we
Yeah, it
definitely.
looks
need-
great.
Yeah, it does look great. It does look fantastic.
That Santa kind of looks like Quinn and mixed with Blake.
I was gonna say it looks like verbal.
Yeah, it actually does kind of look like Verbal.
Yeah. Oh, no one can see it. Hold on, let me move the.
Where did that piece of the hat go?
I don't know. What was that? What that was?
Oh yeah.
The crown, baby.
Yeah. So there's verbal. We got Verb hanging out right there in the corner. There he
King
is.
Verb.
Yeah. He's in here, watching.
I think that was pretty much all the news. Or was there more?
Yeah,
think
no.
that was all the news.
Yeah, we just kind of asked Tom about a bunch of questions. 5 events. Not sure about double points.
Or blind layouts.
Not. I don't. It didn't sound like blind layouts are gonna.
Well, it sounds like there's gonna be a vote.
They're gonna be
There
showing.
was apparently there was a vote.
It's happening this week, maybe. They're gonna be exposing paintball to between 20 and 40,000 Boy Scouts.
I think that's cool, but it sucks that they can't shoot at each other.
Yeah, but they're gonna get a little discount or like a little coupon code or some sort of thing that they're gonna be able to do.
Yeah, with cooperating kids.
And yeah, Orlando WNXL is still happening. It is still happening. Yeah, so that's Oh yeah. We've got flexes. We got new flexes that came out. Not really supposed to show these things off until Wednesday, but it's
We
Wednesday.
already showed them last
Yeah,
week.
last night was a closed circuit situation.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so these are the new Dynasty flexes that are coming out. You want to grab those white ones right there? I was hoping that little red light behind there was gonna flare them up, but I don't even know if the red light's on.
No, that light's broken. That's why I stuck it in there.
That was gonna be a cool one. We got the Dynasty flex. It's gonna be
What's the
hard.
blue? Is it dragons or?
Yeah, there's little dragons all over them.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's that camera right there? Oh wait. There we go. Yeah. Lots of dragons, and then the white flare. Yowza! So these actually went out. We gave these things away. 200 of these goggles got shipped out to all of the Champions Club, Dynasty Champions Club members. So if you are a Champions Club member and you were hoping to be surprised by your monthly gift, surprise! This is what you're going to be getting. And then we sent a link out for the rest of these. So Dynasty is the only show in town that'll have these goggles for a couple of weeks. So I heard that tomorrow, if you go to dynastypaintball.com, you can pick yourself up a pair.
How cold is it out there, Meter?
Dude, it's nice. There was tornadoes today, but it was it was
Tornadoes.
It was like 70 degrees.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Really?
there
It's
were
colder
actually
here.
Tornadoes. There was like 3 gnarly tornadoes that touched down.
Get out of Dodge.
One got my hometown Grapevine pretty good.
Dude, you're from
Gave me a little-
Grapevine.
Yeah,
No
you
way.
know from the vine, baby.
Isn't that where we had the event?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
But yeah, we had some destruction, unfortunately.
Wow.
I think everyone was good. I don't think there was any horrible issues.
There you go.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to
But
know.
good weather. Then tomorrow we'll get the black ice and shut down the stage, and then then they'll have a tournament. So it'll be nice.
Oh wait, when are we having the tournament?
Well, he's just saying like how fast the weather switches.
Oh yeah. Well, because we were talking about
freezing here.
doing a paintball combine out there, but you just can't trust you guys.
I wouldn't.
we just can't trust you guys.
Yeah, that's fair. That's well said.
Yeah, can't trust that state. So, well, yeah, cool. Anyway,
Peter, I got my trusty vest here that I got with you in Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Keeping me warm.
We gotta do an Idaho show with
we're doing
240p video quality.
Yeah, we need to beef up. We need to get Starlink out there, and we'll be out there in Jan.
We'll call Elon.
Yeah, let's get him on the horn. Let's just send him a tweet.
Send him a tweet.
That works right now.
Yeah,
that's working well right now. Speaking of holiday stuff, we need to get a Christmas tree tonight.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, your roommate's gonna kill us.
My roommate.
Your roommate is gonna kill me.
Oh man.
So last night I'm like, hey, the trees are wet, so we shouldn't go.
It was pouring
tonight.
rain.
Pouring rain. And I'm like, Ryan, so the big green thing tomorrow, because Sloan's around, I'm like, tomorrow, and he's like, what? And I'm like, the big green thing that we put stuff on, and he's like, Christmas tree? And then Sloan's like, yeah, let's go! And I was like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta get it for Sloan.
Yeah, Sloan needs it. She was pissed. So we gotta keep.
Yeah, we gotta get some free stuff out.
Yeah, we gotta give away a bunch of stuff. I've got that whole entire backpack packed with giveaways right there.
Yeah, and I
And
don't
you
know
pulled that
how
thing out?
we
Let's fire that.
came up on a signed Tampa Bay damage shirt. That's what was odd.
Yeah, that was sent in. Oh,
this
by
was
someone.
sent in.
Yeah, someone sent that in.
You want to keep it?
No.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I'm not.
Yeah, he wants to frame it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
might want to keep
frame
it.
that damage. I've been a huge damage fan my whole life. You just didn't even know. You didn't even know. So yeah, look at that. I'm watching on Jay Wade's watching using Starlink right now. Dude. Stuff.
You can use
testimonial.
Starlink?
Who?
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Can you use
Yeah,
it?
some like areas qualified for it, and I don't know.
It's like getting
Tell us
Hulu?
how you got that.
Yeah, it's like getting Hulu.
Yeah.
No, like if you live in a rural area, you can just get a Starlink satellite.
Is
Yeah,
it
but
expensive?
it's kind of interesting because I looked
really.
into it for something else and I couldn't get it.
What was
So
the
I'm
other
also
project?
curious
What did you
how people
look
get it.
into it? Or are you gonna like stick a satellite dish on the top of your car so you can have stream Netflix on the whip?
I need to stream the Spick and Span show.
Yeah, that's right.
This data gets costly. Let me buy a 3,500 Starlink.
Dude, is your Christmas tree just turning on and off right now?
Yeah, it's on a
Dude.
timer.
We're on display mode, baby.
Yeah, you are. Look at
we're,
that
showing,
light.
we're showing the neighborhood everything we got.
Yeah, don't try to see our lights and then come over here and stand right next to your Christmas tree like you have way more flair.
Ours are organic.
Yeah, your lights are organic.
Yeah, ours are definitely not.
We got that
20 years
nuclear
ago.
fusion going on inside of there. Yeah.
Ours are
That's the
definitely,
best energy.
are definitely
Best
Yeah.
energy we
putting
got.
off radiation.
Yeah, net positive gain over here in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, bringing the laughs.
Of course. Anytime. I'll let you guys get to the giveaways.
All right. And we'll
Good luck with the Christmas tree.
and we'll reconvene here on a chat, and we'll get this
Trip
Yellowstone
Yeah,
Dutton,
let's get that booked.
this Yellowstone Meat Tree Ranch.
We'll bring the horses.
Yeah. We'll bring the horses.
All right, Lil Nas.
Later, Peter.
Later, meter. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up probably I want to say one of the best shows we've ever had.
Yeah.
Welcome Ray to the club, man. We appreciate everybody. We've got nearly 500. We're shuffling right around the 500 mark here with members, and we like to give away a ton of stuff with every show, and we're gonna jump through this little bag right here.
We got a lot of stuff.
We got a lot of stuff, and we're gonna make sure that
I made sure to pull out some.
mega members. What are those? Are those
This is what I said was in that bag.
Hormesis pants.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Oh yeah, let's give them away.
don't want to give these away, but
Yeah,
I
large
found these-
Hormesis ninja pants.
these might be like prototypes. So
Yeah, maybe. Whatever. I think they're mine, but it's all good.
I mean, they look kind of soggy bottom, like big for you.
Yeah, they're big.
Like,
yeah,
You
large.
might have a diaper on it.
Yeah, it's one size fits all. So we give away a pair of Hormesis pants, and I want to give away a couple Mega member stuff items. So I'm gonna give away $200 courtesy of Matrix Gear Paintball, $100 for 2 different people. Then we'll do that for the Mega members. I'll give these pants to a Mega member.
How about on this Tampa Bay Damage shirt? Because I know maybe not everyone wants this, but if you just write TBD in the chat, if you do want it, and then I'll pick a random person.
There we go.
To get this shirt.
There we go. TBD, to be determined. Let's see here. Let me pull up another wheel.
Nick said I won a gift card once. You also won that really exclusive custom Hormesis headband.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of people want this.
A lot of people want it. Yeah, no, it's sick. It's like a vintage shirt. It's not like it's not like the 2022 roster. That's a important shirt right there. And then let's see, we've got a bunch of stuff that we're gonna be giving away. Also, if you guys are members of the show, check the community space, which is the little chat box area. I'm gonna be sending a link this evening on the first crack. I mean, obviously the Champions Club members were the first ones to get a crack at these goggles, as are they're also the first ones to get a lot of drops and a ton of free stuff. But I'm going to be sharing 2 links in the community section. One is a link to buy these goggles. The other is a link to sign up for the Champions Club.
I'm going to give it to Lefty B 1989, who's not a member. So you're going to have to send us your address on the Instagram. But I gave it to you because of the cleverness. He said TPD CD. So... You
what
won.
does that mean?
I don't know. It just maybe TBD CD's nuts. So you won it for the cleverness.
Yeah, and I also appreciate the meme from was it Paintball Sundays, I believe, or something like that. That those guys who put the meme of the CD thing with Damian and Alex.
Yeah.
That was clever. That was very, very clever. All right, I'm going to spin the mega support status wheel right now. What was that? Pre-existing Champs Club members auto-renew for New Year. Yes, if you are a Champions Club member already and you are on the quarterly billing cycle, you will just be billed in about a week, and you guys are good. You guys are good to go. If you'd like to sign up for a 1-year membership, though, it's going to come with, an entire year, but you also are going to be getting a... when we get our World Cup jerseys, you're going to be getting one with your name on it. So an actual event jersey, you're going to be getting that. So that's included in a year membership. So you have that to look forward to as well. So let me jump on over to, video capture, display capture 3. The mega support status wheel right now. Cameron Fassett is winning $100.
Boom.
There we go.
I just saw his name pop up on our Instagram, actually.
There we go. Oh, yeah, and I also have some winners of some Gen X Global stuff. I posted something on the community section, and a bunch of you guys were very active on it. And Raulito Jess, at Raulito Jess 23, and TRG Goat, and Mr. G Muselman 0904. You guys are all going to be winning some freebies here from Gen X and in the Spick and Span Show.
And then I also got these 2 nice HK Army jackets.
Oh, good job right there. That's a nice little thing you just did. I never even thought about that. The wheel. Good work.
Who did that?
You just did that.
I did that? How did I do that?
I didn't do that.
You controlled the system today.
Huh.
I'm just holding stuff up.
I thought you reached over here and did that. Good job.
No, I wrote something
Melissa Parker. Oh.
So, we have this nice HK Army, like, slight wintertime jacket here that's pretty sweet. Give this away. Medium. And then also this other HK Army windbreaker. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's throw that one into the mix. I'm gonna jump over to the large wheel here, and I'm gonna put it back up here. Let me see, where is it? Display capture 3, and spin that wheel. So that'll be for the. Do you want to go? Should we give the? What are we giving away right now?
These 2 HK Army jackets.
All right, jacket. So jacket number 1, the big wheel, Michael Wilson. Will you go into that bag and grab a couple of items?
Yep.
Alrighty. Yeah, let's get an air horn, huh? We haven't had the air horn this whole entire show. Oh yeah, let's give away this headband. This headband is going away. It's called Grow the Sport. This was handmade. David Price, you're getting this one.
Handmade.
Headband.
Handmade in sale.
David Price. All right.
Hormesis shirt.
A Hormesis shirt coming out the gate right now.
Looks like New York City.
Yeah, a little New York City Hormesis shirt. Let's put it
The
inside.
Statue of Liberty.
Dude, let's put it in this Hormesis bag right
it's
here.
Taller than most
Colton.
of the buildings. There's a tank tool in here.
Yeah, well, let's give away a tank tool right now. Let's pull the tank tool out. Oh, this one. There we go.
I think we can give away a lot of gifts since it's Christmas time.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna add a tank tool over to the Mega side as well. This would be Tyler Hansen right here. Congratulations, Tyler Hansen. Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. Hold on, I'm gonna answer a bunch of you guys' questions as they come in here in a second. Let me just get this thing here. Christian Facet. Oh, look at that. Dude, the Facet family's on with us. Let's see. Alrighty. What else? What's next? I want to give that backpack away to Mega members.
Okay. So in this, there's still a lot of stuff. So there's this World Cup youth shirt.
Okay. What can we throw it in with one of these shirts? Free Flow Technology.
Dynasty shirt. Oh, we have a lot of stuff in you. Want to give all this stuff away?
Oh, look at that wallet.
Yeah, this is a nice
sick.
wallet. That's a
All
good
right.
gift.
This is a mega gift.
Yep.
All right. This is actually really cool. I'm going to jump over to the Mega support status wheel right now and add this one up. Okay, right now I got a tank tool, a backpack, and a wallet going out. This is sick. This is actually a handmade Hormesis wallet. It's just a little too big for me in my butt. I'm just going to mess up my back if I wear it. Yeah, yeah. And
Fort Key.
Yeah, Fort Key.
Long time supporting member.
Yeah, Fort Key.
Tank tool
66
is also going. Is this all Mega members?
That's a mega thing. Yep. Let's go backpack right now and then wallet. I'll throw this in with Fort Key stuff here. With that, you're gonna get this little Dynasty keychain as well.
Boom. Go Sports.
Hey, holiday. Darcy. So little this backpack. That's pretty funny. This backpack was actually what held all of our championship rings, and actually it even has a thing on here. This backpack in particular had 18 headbands in it.
Leave that on there.
Oh, let's leave that on there. That's a little memento.
that.
Forky, you're the man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Booyah. Booyah. All right, Darcy. And now Hormesis' wallet going out right now. Okay, we're going big right now.
Where was this? Who is this going to?
That's going to Darcy White. Darcy
go.
White, you're getting that one. You're getting that one. All right. Ooh, Gabe Martinez. Yeah, Gabe. Anything else in there that we should give away?
I mean, this jersey was in there. I don't know. If
Yeah, let's give away this jersey.
Does anybody need a jersey? This type of jersey?
Yeah, why not? Let's hit it. Jersey.
Kaiser Carnage.
Yeah, let's give it away. This is donated from the Kaiser Carnage guys. Let's go.
All
Everybody
right,
needs a
there we
jersey.
go.
Hey, listen, if the jersey doesn't fit you, you don't want the jersey. Adrian Cabrera.
I mean, this is the perfect time to win something, even if it doesn't fit, because you could give it away. You can re-gift it.
Yeah. And then we're gonna hold on to the rest of the gifts. And what we're gonna do is next week. All right. Real quick as we sign off here, is next week. What we are gonna do is we're gonna be doing a charity drive. All right. You guys all know that we love to give away a bunch of stuff on the show, but we also like to raise money and give it away to charity and people in need. So this is kind of that giving time of the season, of the year. And we want to make sure that we can help people who are just a little less fortunate. And I've been speaking with Andy Chia over in Chicago, and he is doing something to help out underprivileged kids to make sure that they can play paintball. So that sounds like a fantastic opportunity for the Spick and Span Show and all of you guys to help out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get with him and figure out the best method for donating. And what we're going to do is we're going to split that up with a couple of other charities as well that we can help families in need this time of year to make sure we get some presents out there and do all the bright stuff for everybody out there, you know, because I know that everybody, you know, has fallen on a couple of, you know, little down times here and there in their lives, and there's nothing better than a little bit of support from your people you don't even know, people you do know. So we want to appreciate all of you guys. Thank you all for your support tremendously, and we'd like to give back when and how we can. So thank you, Shane Holiday. This was a hell of a show. And thank you, Heath Farron, and everybody else for watching. Kyle's got an announcement.
I just want to say, too, at the beginning of the show, I said, if anybody can find this, let me know. Because I don't think you can buy it anywhere. And Lauren Jones sent me a picture of this on eBay for $76.49 of the exact replica. And it says it's from 1986. For $76, and I got this for $6 today, so it might be gone tomorrow. I'm gonna put it on eBay.
You can put it on eBay.
Yeah, right. Lauren, you're getting your Tiger Bear headband.
Yeah, there we go. Tiger Bear headband given away.
Let's put it back in its case here.
And again, thank you to all of our supporters, our sponsors, Matrix Gear, Gen X Global, Island Designs, Hormesis, and every single one of you for making this show special. Thank you, Quinn from ICONIC, and thank you, Tom Cole from the NXL. That was a really good interview that he had. So if you guys are just tuning in right now, make sure that you check this show out. In about 2 minutes on my channel, there's going to be a premiere of the Hormesis short video. And I'm going to show it to you guys right now.
Oh, what? We also have to show the other video, too. Well, actually, we can wait. We can wait.
I'm also going to show off this one. Registration for the Combine here in Southern California is now open. It's been open. This is going to be a really, really huge event for those of you who are in Southern California to get in on the Combine. I know Mario, your son Brandon has done the Combine, has gone through the summer camp, is now playing on Aftermath. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to get noticed. These are the jerseys. Jerseys are actually pretty cool. Every time, I'll tell you what, the Anthony and T2 and those guys, they do a really good job with their marketing and how they design this stuff, the heroines, and they've done a couple of pack things and a couple of, like, pretty much every single one of their stuff too is insane. And this is a really cool jersey. I'm gonna blow it up because I didn't see it at first. But this is the Southern California jersey, so you can see the California Bears very prominent on it. You get one of these jerseys if you register for the event. As you zoom in even closer, it is actually a map to all of the surf spots in California along the coast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. So it's very surfer themed. I told them that I would
go surfing.
No, send yeah, I'll surfing. I was gonna send a picture of me surfing, so they could put that on the jersey because obviously everybody wants to see that.
Yeah. High definition.
I got a laugh back, LOL back. So, but yeah, the jerseys are sick. So you do get a jersey for signing up. You get 2 days of paintball up at Ambush Paintball. It's a hell of an event. It's really big, and it's a great way for those of you guys who want to showcase your skills. Also a great way to get noticed and picked up by a team. So check out paintballcombine.com to sign up, and it's pretty rad. Yeah, thank you, Mario, for the shout out. So, and yeah, we would love to do a Combine in Texas, but it's just too cold during the winter. We try to find places that are that you can kind of more hospitable lands that we can do something during the summer. So yeah, or sorry, the wintertime, because it's meant to be the winter Combine before the season starts. And yeah, so stay on the channel. Right now, there is a debut I was going to show you guys on this channel, but the best opportunity right now is I'm gonna kick you guys off. I'm gonna say adieu and thank you very much. I'm gonna give you all the air horn for an incredible show that we just had. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Check out On the Edge of Mastery, produced by Hormesis and Mikko Huhtinen, debuting on my channel right now. All right, take care, guys. Thank you. Oh wait, I'm gonna leave you guys.
Yeah,
you gotta watch this.
A couple weeks ago.
Go!
Grow the sport, baby.